Yeah guys, hello. Hey, welcome back to Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney Trilogy, and we are on Game 2, which I think is Justice for All. Episode 4, we're in the trial right now. We just finished Mrs. a part of Miss Oldback's testimony. A part that we got stumped on forever. Hey Peachy Pie, welcome back man, welcome back. But yeah, we got stumped for a while, but now we got past the hurdle. Anyways, that in guard is one evil man. He thought he could ruin poor Juan by causing a huge scandal. So to do that, he sent his own manager to get in close with Juan. I cannot condone such dirty tricks, so I took action. Oh. And this is top secret. You got that? Nobody else but you and me know yet, okay? But yeah, also Peachy Pie, hope you're doing well. Oh yeah. Anyways, sounds like just another tidbit of gossip, doesn't it? But you can't just ignore it either. It makes your client look bad either way. Well, I don't think I heard anything really out of the ordinary just now. There has to be something we can catch her on, yeah. And when I find it, I'm going to press the heck out of it. Okay, sure. Okay, so we got a press. I can do that, maybe. I'm not 100%, huh? Evil man. We'll press everything here. You can't say something like that without proof. That's just slander. But it's true. That woman was getting intimate with poor Juan. Look, it says it right here, doesn't it? Manager to the stars, Miss AA. But the name of the magazine... this came from is Gossip Land. What? Are you saying that gossip is all just a pack of lies? What do you know? I suppose Nick just swear to me that the news is 100% truth. Not wrong there. Honestly, Sonny, you can't discriminate between the news and gossip. Yes, discrimination is bad, Mr. Wright. Discriminate? When did I do anything like that? Oh man. Anyway, on guard will never get me to say touche. No, she said she took action, so what did she do? So, what do you mean by I took action? Like I already told you, I was lying in wait close to the crime scene. Once that slimy woman came out of Juan's room... I was going to capture her and teach her a good lesson. Something you youngins need. I mean, you don't have proof. I don't need to save here. You don't have proof, which is like... You gotta find proof. A scandal. What do you mean by that? You're a dim-witted one, aren't you? I can't believe you don't know what a scandal is. Honestly, what are they teaching the kids in middle school these days? No. I wasn't asking what the word scandal means. Even I know that much. Well, that on guard thought he could own a monopoly on popularity. Nah. You don't have any proof that Mr. On Guard did any such thing. You must be suffering from shock. The shock of hearing the truth. And now, since you're in so much shock, you can't do anything right. Right, you're right. You can't do anything, but boy, do I wish I could do something about you. Alright then, Sonny, show me what you've got. Can you show me proof that On Guard didn't bear any ill will towards Juan? Proof, hey. No, that wouldn't help. Let's see, our manager. Any ill will towards him, huh? I feel like I have to offer something here, man. But I just don't know what. Yeah, maybe just load here. We can press that later if we really want to. Right now I want, here we go. Wait. What? I'm a busy woman. Tea time with the kids is over. Secret information that no one else knows yet. If that's true, then how do you know this secret information? Huh, well, that's... because I'm a pro. Yes, that's it. Yeah, how'd she know? It's a secret. Even if you drill a hole into my brain, you'll never find out. How in the world did that old bat get such a secret piece of information? This is the one we gotta press on here. Okay then, present evidence here, so no one else is supposed to know this secret information, correct? If that's true, then why do you know it, Miss Old Bag? Whoa, why are you looking at me like that? Stop that. Witness. I know what. I hate to say it, but this is how you came to acquire your secret info, isn't it? She stole Lada's camera, and that's what happened. The investigative photographer, Lada Hart. Oh yes, I remember that mischievous girl. She reported that she had lost a certain note she had written to herself. She reported such a thing, yep. On that piece of paper, she had written down some of her impressions about the relationship between the victim and Miss Andrews. What? Outrageous idea, as you say. No, I said impressions. Then everything written on this piece of paper is completely meaningless? Ah, that's it. That's the note. No, you see, this is something completely different. This is my top secret list of groceries to buy. Yep, sure. And you're the one who took Miss Hart's note. I'm a huge fan of Juan, that's why. That infamous, puffy-haired whippersnapper. She's working with that evil On Guard. She said so herself, On Guard. I'm his sidekick. She was so happy, smiling like a silly duck. I was only checking what she had written. But you never returned it, did ya? Yeah, that ain't gonna fly, bud. Edgy Pooh, you believe me, don't you? I was only trying to help out, like the angel I am. It's only one little piece of paper. I've never taken anything else before. And a $1,600 camera. You really should come with a supply of cheese to match your vintage wine. Well, it was only a piece of paper. I suppose we can overlook this just this once. She looks like she's really sorry. I kinda wanna press it, you know. Should I forgive her? How long more pressure here? I let up on her now. He'll get away, yep. I have to find some way to inflict a deafening blow to the prosecution. Witness. Okay, you said that the only thing you stole was that note. Is this correct? This is stolen. Why don't you listen more carefully, you annoying brat? I saved this piece of paper from the terrible and lonely trash can, that's all. You're lying, darn it. I can prove it. Are you putting my credibility under scrutiny again? This old bag. I don't believe that the note is the only thing you stole that night. Was in the case, yeah. This old bag. That note was with a camera inside its case, wasn't it? A camera. Yesterday, Lotta Hart was raising a huge stink over her camera. She kept saying something like, "My sweetie $1,600 camera disappeared on me." Why? Why? Witness. What is it, Gramps? If you have the note, then it is only logical that you have the camera too. Looks like you found me out again, Sonny. Is this the camera you're looking for? Okay, yeah. Theft over 1,000 a. Ah, that's... What? Even though I look like this, I'm still a person, you know. I still eat meals like you, I fall in love, and borrow things from people. I think your definition of borrow is a little off. I saw that woman business card, and that's when I noticed it said, "Flying Bag Celebrity Photographer Extraordinaire." Well, when I saw that, I had to know what sort of picture she had taken. I'm a professional security guard. It's my business to know these things. Ooh, evidence. Picture, picture, snap, snap. Bailiff, take this camera's photos, hurry. We must examine them at once. This is much more simple than the one they said, "Oh yeah, it's simple." It wasn't simple. Wearing love, I didn't even see the... I saw the Steel Samurai, or Nickel Samurai costume for like 5 minutes, and I couldn't remember. Anyways, well, Mr. Edgeworth, what do we have? There is only one photo that seems to be relevant to this case. Please present it to the court. This is a Nickel Samurai. This is a Nickel Samurai. Yeah. Wait, I didn't know they were pants. I thought they were like one giant thing. They were like a skirt. Okay, yeah. Glove is on the left hand. Glove is on the left hand. Face looks the same. Pretty sure that's the other guy's room. Funny is coming out of the room. Yeah, I'm looking around, seeing if there's anything here. There ain't even blood splatter on it though, which is kinda strange. Like, you know, you'd think there'd be some blood or something here. Yeah, whatever. This is a Nickel Samurai. See, I told you, that's the guy I saw. This proves that the witness was not lying earlier about this matter. Lotta's photo added to the court record, yep. What does all this mean, Mr. Edgeworth? This photo by itself does not prove that the person in it is the defendant, however. In his own confession, Mr. Angard clearly stated that. At the time of the murder, he was still in his Nickel Samurai costume. Oh no, it looks different. The pants look different, man. I want to see if there's any distinct different features here. Okay, small. The giant rope is there. Ocean crashing's there, yep. Center. That's pointy. I mean, it looks like the same outfit, man. If that is the case, then this nickel samurai is the defendant. How did it come to this? I think this brings us to the end. We have examined every piece of evidence thoroughly. Final comments, Mr. Wright. The court will consider them before we close. Do you agree that this photo is decisive evidence against your client? No, there could always be an extra. It could be an extra easily, man. Think about it, man. Think about it here. There's bound to be extras in case, like, one gets damaged. If one gets damaged, you don't want to start or stop, like, whole production lines, you know. At least that's the way I see it. I think it makes sense, you know. Do you agree that this photo is decisive evidence against your client? If this photo really is decisive, then we're done for. But if I raise an objection here and blow it, then I would put my life in jeopardy. I can't make a mistake here. There is only one road out of this mess. This photo that Lala took, there's... The pants look strange, yeah. I've been looking at that, man. The pants look strange. They aren't the same. Maybe they are. Oh, I see it. I think I see it, man. The thing that is strange here isn't the pants, but rather... it's dragging on the ground. If you're dragging on the ground, it's someone who's shorter again, man. Something strange with it, yeah. There's something strange with this photo. I knew this was coming. Right. Your thoughts, Mr. Edgeworth? I think we can all agree there is nothing strange with this photo. There's no way for the defense to debunk this photo, even with a bunker buster. With a bunker buster? Is that what you're planning to do, Mr. Wright? I am. Anyway, please look at the photo one more time. If you really believe you can honestly find something wrong with this photo, then you should only need one chance, correct? Oh, yeah. Well, I have to find something wrong with this photo. I can't let this chance go by. Where in the heck did you take this photo from anyway? It's all out of focus. Why can't you take a good shot, especially when it counts? Now then, let's hear your objection. What about this photo? It's strange. First it's at an angle, it doesn't really matter. Wow, look at... It's too short, man. It's too short. I would like to direct the court's attention to this one area right here. What are you pointing to? His ankles. If you could see this person's ankles, that would be one thing. However, you can't. And what does that mean? The costumed person in this photo cannot have been Mr. On Guard. Yeah, it's specially suited to him, right? It's especially tailored to him. This person's too short. What is the meaning of this? I wonder if you would care to elaborate. With actual facts, that is. Let's take a look at the Nickel Samurai poster. Please pay particular attention to the area around the bottom of the hakama. His socks. You can see his socks, exactly. And that's even when he's bending down a bit, yeah. Exactly. However, in this photo, the Nickel Samurai is clearly holding his hakama up just to walk. Which means someone, either an extra costume or, probably just an extra costume. Yep. There is only one explanation for this. The person inside this costume is clearly much shorter than the defendant. Alright, I think I've turned things around for myself this time. That's curious. Oh, what is... Edgeworth is unusually calm today. That's true. He's just letting the trial run itself, as if he's only along for the ride. He simply wants the truth. He doesn't care about a guilty verdict. Along for the ride. What do you mean by that? I can only guess that perhaps he doesn't feel under attack at all. He doesn't feel under attack. Then I haven't damaged his case at all. Yeah, I'm not sure about that. Mr. Edgeworth, where does this leave us? If the person in this photo is not Matt on guard. Sorry about that. Then everything the prosecution has tried to prove has become meaningless. He certainly doesn't seem to care. I figured it would come to this. What? Right. I have something I want to ask you. I think you have proven that the person inside this costume is not Matt on guard. In that case, who is this a photo of? Yeah, she's really gonna hate us for this, but I mean... Andrew is really gonna hate us for this, and she might, she might do something bad, but I mean... Who is this a photo of? Who is the person wearing the nickel samurai costume? Old Bag. Could be Old Bag. But how would Old Bag get another costume? Honestly, I'm thinking Andrews is gonna be the better one to frame here. Cause no, it is strange. Yeah, you are kidding, yeah. Cause I mean, not gonna lie, I'm like, wait, Old Bag gay. I mean, to be fair, she said she was guarding the store and saw the Nickel Samurai go out. But she ain't here. But then it's also like, how would she get the costume? I mean, if there was the one in the back, maybe, but it'd be easier for Andrews, right? Who is the person wearing the Nickel Samurai costume? Don't stress out over this, Phoenix. It's very simple. What you should be focused on is Edgeworth's attitude, don't you think? Yeah. Why is he so calm? Mr. Wright, let's hear your thoughts. Who is the person in this photograph? Andrews, yeah. Adrian Andrews. If you want to know who that Nickel Samurai is, it is none other than this woman. And why would you say it must be Miss Andrews? What in the world points you to her? Bro, dude's setting us up. He's actually helping you, like, hey, I'm gonna help you win this case, hey. He's gonna follow his justice now. Try to get you the truth rather than just get a guilty verdict. What in the world points you to her? For starters, she's short, and she can freely move in and out of Mr. Onguard's room. Finally, she had dinner with Mr. Ongard that night. And how does that all add up? It means that it makes it very easy for her to get a certain item. A certain knife with Mr. Ongard's fingerprints all over it. It's a knife that was used as a murder weapon. Why don't you just say what it is you want, right? I have to do this now. This is my last chance to turn things around. The defense moves to indict Miss Adrian Andrews in the murder of Juan Carita. It was Miss Andrews who tried to frame the defendant for the crime. She might hate us for this, but I mean... Order. It looks like this trial has hit a most unexpected development. I don't think you could do this though in a real trial, but I would, you could try. You could definitely try. Hey, Mr. Edgeworth. Yes, Your Honor. This court is issuing a subpoena for Miss Adrian Andrews. A verdict cannot be passed without first hearing your testimony. Alright, this is it. This is kind of bad for us. Huh. What do you mean? If Adrian Andrews is summoned to court as a witness, it means that the trial will go on for another day. One more day. Oh. If I don't get a verdict today, then Maya. Now then, we shall set Miss Andrews' testimony for tomorrow. What am I supposed to do? The judge is about to adjourn the court. I'm raising an objection, I gotta. Although I'm pretty sure Maya. Now then. Please, Your Honor. Continue the trial. You must pass a verdict today. I can't do that. We cannot hear Miss Andrews' testimony if she is not. I abhor wasting such valuable time. Edgeworth. Does he already have her? Your Honor, I request that you please continue with today's trial. Oh, but we cannot continue due to this unexpected development. No, we can still prove my client innocent. This unexpected development? I think you underestimate me, Your Honor. And what do you mean by that? That Mr. Phoenix Wright would slave his way to subpoenaing... No. That Mr. Phoenix Wright would slave his way to subpoenaing... Subpoenaing, there we go. That Mr. Phoenix Wright would slave his way to subpoenaing Miss Adrian Andrews is all happening according to plan, even if Wright was a bit slow to catch on. What? What? Hey, here we go. What is the meaning of your statement, Mr. Edgeworth? Miss Adrian Andrews is currently waiting in the prosecution's lobby. Yep. She is the next witness. Hey, perfect, good job. Everything was planned out in advance by that man. I mean, I ain't complaining. Somehow, I knew there was no way... I knew there was no way Edgeworth would overlook Miss Andrews. Looks like this battle is far from over. Exactly. Very well. We will call the next witness. Yep, however. Before we proceed, we shall take a 10-minute recess. Please prepare your witness in that time, Mr. Edgeworth. The court will now take a 10-minute recess. We already have kind of already proved our client innocent, right? The person who came out of the room wasn't mounted on guard, and the person was standing tall, and yet they were too short, therefore it can't be my client. And if it was my client who went out, then therefore it can't be him. Just opinion. Anyways, the court will now take a 10-minute recess, although what I'm honestly thinking here... I get they were dressed up in the costume or whatever. I'm wondering how the heck do you strangle someone with a bandana when you have heckin' this for a hand? Like, imagine trying to even grab onto anything with that claw. I don't think it'd work too well, but yeah, you know, it is what it is. The court will now take a 10-minute recess. So, Edgeworth wants to get to the truth, and that's all he cares for. I mean, hey, I'm down for it. Rather than a guilty, he wants the truth. Hey, I'll take it. March 22, 2:14 p.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 3. Dude, I can't believe that Adrian. No way. That cool and collected Adrian Andrews. He's your manager. It would have been very easy for her to pull this off. The only person who had easy access to the knife you used at dinner was, well, her. So after the ceremony during the break, huh? Yep. I was sleeping like a log the entire time. Drugged. He was drugged. Then it would have been a simple matter if he had an extra costume, slipping it into his hakama. I was sleeping like a log the entire time. She could have also easily planted that blood-covered button in your hakama. Because she was the one that came to wake me up. Then dude, you're saying it really was her. Yes, she is the real killer. She was the one who murdered Juan Carita. But why? I thought she was buds with Juan. Drugged like the original samurai, yeah, maybe. You know, we're really getting a theme here, eh? Really getting a theme. And then I guess technically here, he coulda drugged Juan as well. And then choked him out. And then created the mess to make it look like that, you know, there was a fight. No, there's water in the guitar case, which means that either the glass fell, there's water originally in the glass, or there was water in the vase that fell. But then why would it be moved? That means that the guitar case had to have been moved. Because the shattered glass wouldn't be on top. Oh, whatever, but why? I thought she was bud with one. She had her own agenda. Or her own agenda. What are you talking about? Yeah. Or we'll tell you. I'm sure you'll see by the time this trial's over. It'll be alright. I'll get you acquitted by the end of today. Get me a verdict that's refreshing like a spring breeze. Okay, Mr. Lawyer Dude. Phoenix, you think your motive is related to Celeste Impact's missing suicide note, right? Yep. Yes, Miss Andrews depended on Miss Impact as her strength and reason to live. But then Miss Impact suddenly killed herself. It sounds like she left a suicide note, and the person thought to have hidden it is one Kurita, the victim of this murder. Yeah, at least we have plausible cause here. Better than nothing. And that's why I think that Miss Andrews got close to Mr. Kurita. Although, do I think it's Andrews? Not really, but... in all honesty, I don't really think it's Miss Andrews that much. I don't know. She didn't seem like, I don't know, she didn't give me that vibe. That she would have killed someone. I feel like the killer might be the killer actually here. But for some reason he doesn't want Adrian. Okay, I guess if the killer was hired for Global Studios, or whatever, the Global Studios executive hired the killer. I mean, to be fair, we know Global Studios literally have mafia in them. Mob bosses and stuff like that, so it'd be pretty easy to assume that the killer could have been hired by the mob boss and mob boss lady from Game 1, right? To kill the competition, which was Juan Kurita, if Juan Kurita knew something about On Guard or something like that. So, kills Kurita, and then stipulation was for Juan to not be framed, or Juan not to get convicted. I'm gonna get blown off by who's the killer, yeah. Probably. I'm 100% not Will Powers. Will Powers wouldn't hurt a fly. Definitely not a lot of heart. I can't see her ever doing that. It has to be someone with smaller stature here. Old Bag, can't really imagine Old Bag. She can't really get in. Celeste Impact is dead, right? I mean, as long as the murder wasn't faked. I guess right now my best assumption would be the killer, but then why would the killer set up on... No, he said someone set up On Guard. What if he did it himself? But why would he do it? To make it look so overtly like a setup? I guess don't stress it too much. Yeah, I'm overthinking though. But I mean, technically, if he tried to make it look so overly obvious that it's On Guard, make it look like it's actually him. Because here's the problem. On Guard just admitted that he was sleeping. On Guard admitted that he was sleeping. And the secretary or whatever, or On Guard's manager, was put on a last minute thing. But the only person you could have done last minute to set it up would be someone likely in Global Studios. No, she got a fax. She got a fax or whatever telling her to do it. She got a fax. It said it was from On Guard, but it wasn't actually from On Guard. So who drew the fax? Someone tech savvy. Once again, could be the killer, because they were sleeping during that time. If they drugged him, it would have been easy to get in. And then if they were hired by Global Studios, it'd be easy to get an extra costume. But is he shorter? Whatever. Let's continue. And that's why I think that Miss Andrews got close to Mr. Kurita. All to get the suicide notes back. That sounds plausible. But one thing bothers me. What? Yeah, I guess like she could have also technically using her as our scapegoat She could have easily drugged Andrews as well, if she was eating with him. What? Who was it that first told us about the relationship? The tabloid article, yep. I forget who. Who was it that first told us about the relationship? Was it Lana? Understated Miss Andrews' dependency issues with regards to Miss Paxed. Oh, Edgeworth did, didn't he? Yeah. It was Edgeworth. Edgeworth wouldn't kill. We know that much. So he's leading us down a path. It looks like he's still the one in command of this ship. Don't let your guard down yet. March 22, 2:25 p.m. District Court, courtroom number 3. Court will now reconvene. Now then, Mr. Edgeworth, if you please. The prosecution calls a witness subpoenaed. Yeah. The prosecution calls a witness subpoenaed by this court. Miss Adrian Andrews, the person who discovered the crime in Mr. Juan Corrida's room. Wait. If the shell is, the killer's card here. The shell is the killer's card. Which means the killer somehow was close to her at some point. There's one in the basement as well. I mean, surely, one of the people aren't already dead, and then someone's pretending to be one of the witnesses. Like, I swear, if like one person is actually dead, and they're pretending to be a witness or whatever, that'd be something. But whatever. What is your occupation? Maybe the shell card impacts his suicide note. There's a rub though, man. There's a rub. There's 2. There's one in the basement where Maya was. Yeah, not very likely. The thing is that there's one in the basement where Maya was, and one in her pocket. And I doubt there'd be 2 suicide notes, right? It'd probably just be on one piece of paper. And there was nothing on it, I don't think. Unless it's a card. If it's a card and it was torn up in half. The dilemma. I am the manager of the defendant in this case, Mr. Matt on guard. I see, now then. Before we begin, Your Honor, I have one request. Yes, sure. What is it? I'm sure everyone in this room is wondering the same thing, and would love to find out more about my relationship with the victim. After all, it was the topic of a certain weekly magazine recently. No, I have no idea what you mean. I've never even heard of Gossip Land. If the judge was ever a prosecution witness, he'd do all of my work for me. I mean, look, I mean, technically here, if we really wanted to win, I doubt we're able to do it though. I guess if we were able to pin it on her, and then show the evidence of her attempting to commit, you know what? Attempting to commit suicide from Impax's murder. I mean, yeah, Impax's murder. She did say that she would likely end herself. And if the criminal or the scapegoat ends himself, On Guard would likely be found innocent. But I doubt we're gonna do that. I mean, we could do that. We might do it, but I believe that wouldn't be the intention, but it could be plausible to do. I mean, anything to get your client innocent, right? Anyway, I was wondering if you could please tell us about your relation to the victim. Yes. I was seeing Mr. Kurita. I was also aware of the rivalry that existed between Matt and Juan, but this was a private matter between Juan and myself. So it was a fry and bait matter, or was that bait and fry reminds me of fishing? But I didn't kill him. Well, I think we might be confused. You might be accusing. No one is accusing you of that. I think there's someone who would beg to differ. You can't say anything? Yeah, don't worry about it, man. I just like to theorize out loud, you know. I like to theorize out loud. Like, usually I'm pretty off, but I like to theorize. So I guess if we have to make, Asian, you know, kinda go into a psychotic breakdown, we'll do what we gotta do, man. We'll do what we gotta do. Anyways, I think we all understand your relationship with the victim now, Miss Andrews. Very well, then. Witness, please testify to the court about what happened when you discovered the murder that had taken place. When I found the body, it was time for the show to start, so I went to get Matt from the room. After that, I went to Juan's room. And there was his dead body. I was in shock. What I saw was, naturally, the exact same scene as in this crime scene photo. I felt as though I was about to faint, so I poured myself a glass of juice. Oh. Okay, that seems so strange, man. You poured a glass of juice because you were about to faint. Okay, yeah. Sure. Okay, yeah, sure. Makes a lot of sense, yep. A lot. You poured yourself a glass of juice? Yes, sadly, I didn't remember not to touch things at the scene of a crime. And I disturbed the crime scene by moving this one thing, and that is when the fingerprints on the wine glass were made, Your Honor. I see. Well, Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness, Phoenix. She is one cool and collected customer, and she has the brains to match. Yes, I know. In order to catch a person like her, you have to avoid head-on confrontations. You should disrupt her pacing. Disrupt her pacing? She is the type of woman who is easily thrown off by things that are inconsistent with her thinking. So you have to attack when she least expects it. Exactly, normal people would have just run. Either run or kind of freeze. Because, you know, fight or flight, right? You'd freeze. There's like no heckin' way you would like pour yourself a glass to drink. And the glass was full as well. If I recall, the glass on the table was full, the cork was still in. For the tomato juice. Which means that she would have got the one. She would have poured herself the one from the fridge. Which would mean that she would have literally had to go to the to the fridge. Pour herself a glass. Wait, see the body. Go back. Grab a glass. Grab the tomato juice in the fridge. Pour it. Put it back in the fridge because it's empty. Bring it over and put it down. That don't make a lick of sense, does it, man? Ugh. No, whatever. So you have to attack when she least expects it. The instant you let up on your offense is the instant this trial is over. Understand? When I found the body. Savior. You went to Juan's room. Why did you go to Juan's room, actually? And why did you do that? As a friendly gesture, Juan was to make an appearance with the other heroes. So the show was supposed to be a show of friendship, huh? Press further, yeah. Is that the only reason? I beg your pardon. My favorite case in the first game, eh? Probably the one with, probably the last one. Yeah, the last one. I wonder if we're gonna see those two again, by the way. The prosecutor, chief prosecutor. Yeah, I like that one. You even got the dust for fingerprints and stuff like that. At least in my personal opinion, I like that one the best. And I like the Hickin' Country Bumpkin guy. Or Western. I beg your pardon, what are you implying? You had a certain goal in mind when you started to get close to him, correct? You had a certain goal in mind when you started to get close to him, correct? So perhaps you had a more personal matter to discuss with the victim. Sorry, but I didn't have any such intentions in mind at the time. I can't get her to talk without a strong piece of evidence, I guess. Maybe we continue now, witness. What did you see when you got to his room? Can she elaborate actually what she saw? This is the photo you're referring to, correct? Yes, the one with the knife lodged in his chest. Yeah, it doesn't look open, the glass bottle. And the guitar case was like this too. But it was hell if you played the DS version on an emulator, Why, what made it so bad? Out of curiosity, what made it so bad? I don't think I've really, I think I have a DS, but I never really played Ace Attorney on DS. I haven't really played Ace Attorney on DS, I played like Pokemon Dungeon, Pokemon Rangers, you know, Pokemon games. Mario Kart. Mario 64. Stuff like that, anyways. And the guitar case was like this too. Yes, it was open and empty. Of course. No. No. You have to set up a microphone? Wait, why did you need to set up a microphone for that? Never used a microphone, huh, weird. If I recall, the water stain was like on this side. It was on the top. Yeah, some water, but only on the top of the lid. Yes, it was open and empty, of course. Below the fingerprint. Oh. Oh, ew. Yeah, that would suck, man. I mean, hey, at least it'd be easy for me. I have my mic literally right on my desk. Yes, it was open and empty, of course. Nope. And then, what did you do next? Like, witness. Nah. I'm gonna need a stopper on that. Now, I don't know if this is gonna work or not, but... He said it was exactly the same. Why? Why doesn't it work? Man. Think about it here, man. Now it should work. What I saw was naturally the exact same scene as in the crime scene photo. But there's a problem with that. The water that is likely on the guitar case is from... Where the thing is here. It's likely from the vase falling over. The vase fell over, got water on the top of the case, which means that the case was closed during the time of the crime. And yet it's open now, when the scene photo was took. Actually, never mind. I guess technically speaking... Okay, never mind, yeah. But why would it be open? If the guitar case was empty, right? There's something in it before. It wasn't the guitar. It wasn't the guitar, but rather something else, okay. But why would the killer open it? Unless Moon had something in there that they wanted. And that's why he didn't carry his guitar. Because he was bringing something along. Well, never mind. Yeah, this one right here, I don't get it. Juice. Yes, there was a bottle of tomato juice on the table, so I helped myself. But you didn't drink any of it, did you? Oh. There were no lip marks left on this wine glass to suggest that anyone drank from it. I wasn't feeling terribly great, so I set the glass down without drinking it, but why did you pour it? It doesn't sound like there was any glaring contradiction in her testimony just now. I warned you earlier that she would not crack so easily. The only way to make her is to keep on the offensive and not let up. The only way you're going to catch her is with some very strong, decisive evidence, yep. We'll push everything fine. And what was Mr. Ungar doing at the time? He was taking a nap. He was worn out from his mini performance as a nickel samurai during the ceremony. Mr. Ungar did say he was taking a nap. Then I guess you could say it could not have been taken out of his room, yes. Excuse me, what are you? Right, I thought years of school would have taught you how to construct a sentence. If you can't make a sensible sentence with a subject, then I'll make one out. I'll make one for you, watch. Did you, Miss Andrews, remove Mr. Ungar's knife from his room? No. Subject, verb, object, right. Did you skip basic grammar? The witness may continue. Oh man. Fine, we'll press. You were in shock. What was I not supposed to be? Miss Andrews is a very calculating person, and despite how close they were, I doubt she had romantic feelings for Mr. Kurita. Anyone randomly stumbling upon a dead body would be in shock. But she poured herself a heckin' drink, you can't be in that much of a shock. And you can't seriously expect that a young beauty like her would not be shocked. Somehow, I don't think beauty has anything to do with being shocked or not. I see. Miss Andrews, I would like to confirm with you one more time. When you discovered the dead body of one Kurita, you were in great shock. And that's when you poured yourself the glass of juice, correct? And what of it? My mind really was a complete blank at the time. Your mind was a complete blank. I didn't think that was possible for you. Aren't you rude today? I was so dazed that I made one careless mistake, that one thing. What one thing? Never mind. It's no big deal. What was she starting to say just now? Well, obviously we're gonna press it, man. Press further, yeah. Miss Andrews, I'm convinced that, as you said, you made a mistake at the scene of the crime. Here we go. What I really want to know is what this mistake was. Actually, so would I. I'm sorry. It's kind of embarrassing. When I set the glass down on the dresser, I accidentally knocked the flower vase over. Wait. Thank you. You gave me an out. I appreciate you so much, Andrews. You also opened the guitar case, because the water was spilled over, but not inside. Appreciate you, man. Good job. I accidentally knocked the flower vase over. This is perfect. The flower vase. Are you talking about the one on the floor in the crime photo? She just made a glaring mistake. This mess of glass shards, yep. She made a fatal error. It was originally on top of the dresser, but when I bumped into it with my elbow, it fell. Onto the guitar case, yes, but it's open, and you said it was the exact same. Well, why did you withhold such an important piece of information? It could show that there was no actual scuffle. I'm sorry. I thought that since the crime scene was already in disarray, that people would simply assume the vase was just another part of the mess. It looks like yet another fact has come to light here. Please add this, and anything else you have to reveal to your testimony. Yep, I'm sorry. But I have nothing more to add. I didn't touch anything else. Lie, 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 lie. You are one lying... You're a liar. I lie. Here we go. You testify that you knocked the flower vase over. Is this correct? Also give me a second here. Oh, I've been sneezing more than usual today. Anyways, you testified that you knocked the flower vase over. Is this correct? Yes. And are you sure it fell onto the guitar case? Is there some problem with what I said? It's not some problem. It's a major problem. It's true that the top of the guitar case was wet with water. However, that's exactly what is so strange. Miss Andrews, you testified that the vase fell onto the guitar case. However, if that was true, the case should have gotten wet on the inside and not the outside. Yep. That's very true. Furthermore, there is one other strange thing about this guitar case, and well, what is that? No guitar in it. Let's take another look at the crime scene photo. The remains of the vase are scattered on the floor, but none in the case, yep. And what is wrong with that? If the guitar case was open when the vase fell, the glass shards would be inside, not outside the case. What is your point, Wright? And that the case was closed at the time the vase was knocked over. And is that all? That she opened it? No, think back to what Miss Andrews testified to. It's the same. The crime scene looks the same, yep. She said that other than the vase, she didn't touch anything else. Yes, and that's right. She did implicitly say that she didn't touch the guitar case. But this whole matter with the guitar case is a dead end. The bright red guitar was found at the studio. It has no bearing on this case at all. But what if there was something else in it, and that's why he didn't bring it? Because it'd be pretty hard to believe that the Jammin' Ninja, with the iconic symbol of a guitar case, of his guitar, wouldn't notice that his guitar case was lighter. Trust me, you can easily tell when a guitar is in a guitar case. That very may well be, however. The empty guitar case does seem to have no relation to this case, doesn't it? It seems that there is no deeper meaning to the guitar case. Well, Mr. Wright, do you think we need to hear more details about the guitar case? 180%. Yes, 180. Baker, testify now. The empty guitar case. Yep, I believe this is a crucial piece of the puzzle. Yeah, I can't believe anyone would reach for straws like this, but it is you. I can't believe I'm doing this either. Yep. Alright, I'll follow along for now. Miss Andrews, please testify to the court about the guitar case. Yes, Your Honor. I don't remember too clearly because I was a bit dazed. I suppose I must have opened the guitar case after I knocked the vase over. It's not a big deal though, right? The case was empty after all. As for why I opened the case, even I don't know. I think we know why. It looks like this really wasn't a very important point. This wastefulness is such a familiar feeling by now that it's almost comforting. Anyway, I'll just go ahead and start the cross-examination. Using anyway to change the topic. A convenient escape for a weak man. Yeah, sure. Well. No, that's incorrect. There's one major problem here. She opened it, right? But her fingerprints aren't on the case, which means that she was wearing gloves, and the person who was wearing gloves, well... I did say right. The glaring error in her testimony that she opened the case, but it doesn't have her fingerprints on it. Yep. Hey, here we go. There is no way you were the one who opened the guitar case. Why would you say that? It's elementary, my dear. Because the only fingerprints on this guitar case are those of the victim. What is it, Miss Andrews? Yep. You shouldn't assume that I must have left prints just because I touched the case. What do you mean? What if I were to tell you that I was wearing gloves at the time? Oh... Like the Nickel Samurai, sure. Wait, no. No, she wasn't, because it bears Andrew's prints here. What if I were to tell you that I was wearing gloves at the time? Not so fast, gloves. But why would you be wearing gloves at the time? Wrong. It was the night of the award ceremony, so of course I dressed up for the occasion. Yes, now I remember. I am almost sure I was wearing a pair of thin gloves. Wrong. I see. Wrong. Try again. No, Mr. Wright. It seems the witness was wearing gloves at the scene of the crime. That's strange, yeah. You were wearing gloves. Isn't that a little strange? Why is that strange? Do you have something that would prove I was not wearing gloves at the time? Actually, I do, yeah. The drink itself. Adrian and wrong, yep. I have your proof right here, in this wine glass. The wine glass. You left your fingerprints very clearly on this wine glass, yep. Ah. Even if you took your gloves off when you poured yourself this glass of juice, wouldn't you think it was just a little strange, yeah? Now that you put your gloves back on, just to open the guitar case, yep. Oof. There it is, yep. There we go, I think that's pretty good. Order. Looks like you hit the nail on the head this time. I hit the nail on the head every time. Well, that's wrong. I try to hit the nail on the head every time. Anyways, what do you mean? I believe that guitar case plays a very important role here, yep. But it's just an empty case. It's an empty case. Now, when it was discovered it was an empty case, it doesn't mean it was empty beforehand. Please, man, please. But it's just an empty case. Nope. I wonder if it really was empty though. But the guitar. The bright red guitar was at the studio. Yeah. To make room for something else. Exactly. Phoenix, drop all of your presumptions. What was in the guitar case was not the bright red guitar. You don't mean. It was a bright white guitar. Wait. That's not right either. Nope. I admit it would be unnatural for someone to do that, though the witness was not wearing gloves, despite the fact that on the case. Your Honor, this is obviously the defense's Your Honor, this is obviously the defense's usual misdirection tactic at work. Steer the court towards an unrelated topic and lull us all into his misguided objection. No, Your Honor. Please recall that Miss Andrews had testified that the vase fell onto the guitar case. Which means that the case was closed when the crime took place. Yep. However, it is wide open in this photo of the crime scene. Yep, thank you. I am sure this guitar case has some relation to the murder. If you are so sure, right, then I'm sure you can somehow substantiate your outrageous claim, correct? Please enlighten us as to why the guitar case has anything at all to do with this murder. Can you do that, Mr. Wright? Yeah, so, about that, let's suppose for a second, now that the bright red guitar was not the only thing that could have been in the case. The bright red guitar not being the only thing. You don't mean to suggest that a bright black guitar? No. So, do you intend to push your theory that the case was not empty? Is that it, right? Yep. I wouldn't say something I didn't intend to prove. Deflate that head of yours. You haven't proven anything yet. Now then, let's have it. What was inside this case at the time of the murder? Could have been a Steel Samurai costume. Here we go. This is a photograph, yep. Yes, but what is important is what is in that picture, Your Honor. In this picture, it doesn't take a genius to see what I mean. What I am proposing is, inside the guitar case was a Nickel Samurai, the hero's very own costume. What? Obviously, there'd be more than one. Mr. Wright, explain yourself. Wright, are you saying that the witness opened the guitar case to take out a costume? What insane point would there be to doing that? What insane point would there be to doing something like that? That insane point would be to wear the costume. Of course, Miss Andrews put it on to hide her identity so she could make her escape. After all, you couldn't let anyone see you leave, could you, Miss Andrews? I refuse to accept your theory. Yep. Do you have anything to support such a preposterous idea? Just outside the door was an investigative photographer who was starving for a big scoop. And in the end, she managed to get this shot correct. You mean this photo? And En Garde was wearing his costume already, so that it's a matter of who could have got the costume. Someone working at Global Studios. Adrian Andrews. Wah. You mean this photo? Yep. Order. It looks like we've wandered into quite another mess again, haven't we? Nice job, Phoenix. Well, you know my strategy. Speak first, think later. So the real murderer was hiding inside a costume. Wait one second, Your Honor. The Nickel Samurai's costume would have been Mr. Matt En Garde's. Nope. Why would something of the defendants be in the victim's room? And inside the guitar case, of all places. True. That is a little baffling. Mr. Wright, the court would like to hear your thoughts. Sure, Mr. Kurita and Miss Andrews was close. Would have been easy here, huh? What was this Nickel Samurai costume doing inside the guitar case? It was a spare costume, thank you. Mr. En Garde did not take his costume off during the break period. In that case, the costume we are talking about was a spare one. What? Then, are you saying that on the night of the murder, there were 2 Nickel Samurai costumes at the Gatewater Hotel? I certainly am. Yes, that is what I am saying. And how do you explain the costume that was inside the guitar case? It would mean that the victim himself had brought this spare to the ceremony on purpose, yep. If his girlfriend asked him, yeah, but why? The victim, Mr. Kurita, was the Japan ninja. Why would he secretly bring the Nickel Samurai's spare costume with him? What could be the reason behind such a peculiar act? The ceremony, the conference. He was gonna pretend to be the Nickel Samurai. Oh, I see it. What could be the reason behind such a peculiar act? And therein lies a sticking point. No, I know. What are you mumbling to yourself about now? Have you just been rambling all this time without any sense of inner monologue? I have my... Let me do it. No, Mr. Wright, please explain yourself. I will. Give me some time. The conference. En Garde didn't know about it. And, Andrews randomly got a pager. I think this spare costume should prove that, Karina was actually planning to be the Nickel Samurai and do a conference here, Mr. Wright, please explain yourself. Why do you think the victim had the Nickel Samurai spare costume? Phoenix, are you sure you can explain this one? Yes, I can. Think carefully before you answer, and then answer with gusto. I believe in you. Alright, this is what I think. The reason the victim brought the Nickel Samurai spare costume to the hotel was... What is this? On the night of the murder, after the stage show, the Nickel Samurai was going to hold a special press conference. A press conference, yep. Yes, the Nickel Samurai was supposed to confess something at this conference. I heard about this as well. For once, you're not making something up, right? But what struck me as strange was that Mr. En Garde himself said he had no idea he was supposed to be holding a press conference that night. But how can that be? The way I see it, that can mean only one thing. The conference was set up. Yep. By none other than the victim, Mr. Juan Kurita himself. The victim line. Yes. The spare Nickel Samurai costume was prepared for that very conference. Mr. Kurita was going to hold the press conference as the Nickel Samurai. Yep. He was going to dress up as the Nickel Samurai and hold a conference, But why would the victim do such a thing? That's something I don't quite know yet. However, what I am concerned with right now is what he intended to reveal at that conference. Yep. The Nickel Samurai was going to confess something, yep. And by confess, I'd wager he was going to reveal something about himself. Which means that Juan Kurita, posing as Nickel Samurai, yep, was going to speak about Matt on guard. Yes, I guess that is what it would mean. But if that's the case, that's not a confession, that's public disclosure, yep. Miss Andrews, I can see why you are pros at what you do. Pardon me. Yes, just as you say. The press conference was set up by Juan. Miss Andrews, please offer us an explanation for this. I was the one he asked to help set it up, and the person who prepared the second costume for him. That was also me. You. Juan had bet everything on the Jammin' Ninja this year. And if he lost the Grand Prix, he was going to make sure Matt was going down with him. That's what he thought anyway. He was going to ruin him, huh? It looked like the mountain Juan had in his hands a secret so powerful that it would destroy Matt's acting career had it been revealed. What? That's a bit loud, my bad. Do you know what the secret of Mr. On Guard is, Miss Andrews? That's something only Juan knew. I don't know what it is. Ah, I see. No, not. I've probably been coming off quite suspicious to everyone, but that's to be expected. I've been trying to protect Matt, after all. But protect Mr. On Guard. And yet again, another strange bit of truth comes to light, it seems. Miss Andrews, if you could, please tell us the truth about your behavior. Yes, Your Honor, I understand. Protecting Matt. From the moment I saw the crime scene, I had a feeling that Matt was the murderer. Matt had to kill Juan no matter what, and he didn't have an alibi for what he was doing at the time of the murder. My thoughts were confirmed by the evidence, of course, the button and the knife. But I'm Matt's manager, so I felt that I had to protect him. This does account for everything. Well, I am the logical type. We're finally seeing her true self. She is more nervous than a scared rabbit. If the defense can find no fault with his testimony, I am ready to make a ruling. Please keep that in mind. Please keep that in mind as you cross-examine Mr. Wright. Looks like somehow everything has swung to the opposite end of the scale again. That just means I have to put my weight into this and turn her logic upside down. Yep. You know, protecting Matt seems quite strange when you're willing to go with Juan Kurita's plan to frame Matt. Basically screw over your guy. So would you say this need came from the press conference? Yes, do you know why Juan chose that event and the hotel for the conference? Because that was when he could cause the most damage to the public's beloved Matt on Guard. And you knew of this plan, didn't you, Miss Andrews? Yes. Yes, because I was the one who set up the conference and prepared the costume. But I'm sure Mr. On Guard himself didn't know anything about the press conference. Oh, really? Can you show me any proof that he didn't know about the press conference? Anyway, the important thing here is that this information was not in your testimony. Yes, I agree, Miss Andrews. Please correct your testimony, if you please. Grasping at straws now, are we, Mr. Wright? Yeah. Say whatever you want. We push and we shove and we push more and more and more until they crack. Has Mr. On Guard done something to hurt or betray you personally? Why do you ask? You were the one who helped Mr. Kurita with his press conference, and that event was supposed to bring down Mr. On Guard, yet you still helped out. The person on trial right now is Mr. On Guard, right? What the witness was thinking, helping the victim with his plan, is none of our concern. In any case, this means that the defendant had a motive to kill. Why do I keep doing this to myself? Yeah. Wasn't he sleeping in his room? But didn't you already testify earlier that Mr. On Guard was taking a nap in his room? Are you telling me now that, too, was a lie, so you could cover for Mr. On Guard? I'm not telling you anything of the sort. When I went to get him for the show, he honestly was sleeping. However, as to whether he was sleeping the entire time, that I cannot say. I was too busy setting up the stage at the time. I keep trying, but I can find no flaws with what Miss Andrews has said. I can't see the same for some people here in this courtroom, however. The judge is glaring straight at me. He's glaring at you, smart guy. You can hardly call the knife decisive evidence. The fingerprint on the knife could very well be a clever camouflage, yep. Then, what about the button? The button? It's clear from the crime scene that the victim and his murderer fought, and during the fight, the killer ripped the button from the Jam Ninja's costume. You're talking about this button, correct? That button was found in the pleats of Matt's Hakama, isn't that correct? I would think that makes it very decisive evidence. Looks like you were outfoxed again, Mr. Wright. Anyway, the knife doesn't prove a thing. Please pick your testimony, yeah. I can't stand the sight of a man who can't gracefully accept his defeat. Thank goodness Mia can still look at me. What's an icy stare? Yes, Miss Andrews, for Mr. Wright's sake, please add this information to your testimony, yeah. Wait a second. Is there a problem with this here? There's a kind of a problem here. No. This is impossible here. Yeah. If the button was torn off during the fight, there would be no blood on it, because he died, and then he was stabbed. So yeah, this doesn't work out at all. Yeah, it doesn't work at all. This is the victim's autopsy report. It clearly states that the cause of death was strangulation by a scarf. This is strangulation, yeah. The knife was stabbed to the victim was done after the victim had already died. And what does that mean? Let's examine the evidence. This button has the victim's blood on it, which would mean that it was ripped off of the costume when? After he was already dead. After the knife was stabbed into the victim. Exactly, which means... It is impossible that this button was torn off during the victim's final struggle, because the victim was strangled to death in that fight. That's right, Miss Andrews. There is no way this button had already died. What does that change? Well, if it's ripped off, how the heck would it get into a coma, unless it was planted? Let me ask you one simple question, Mr. Edgeworth. Why was the button torn off? What purpose did that serve? What purpose? We now know this button was not torn off during the fight, so the murderer took the time and effort to purposely rip this from the victim's body. That would mean that the murderer had something in mind, wouldn't it? Mr. Wright, does this mean... Yep. Does this mean you know what the murderer wanted to do with his button? What was it? To pin the crime on Engard, yep. I knew there was something strange in that. There was only one logical reason for doing something like that. It was to pin the crime on Mr. On Guard. There is no way anyone would put a bloody button in their own pants. Yep. That's right. Mr. On Guard was set up by the real killer, of course. Yep. And the real murderer is... Well, Mr. Wright. Who in the world is a real killer then? Yeah. I'm gonna pin it on Adrian, man. Finally, I can't believe I managed to bring this trial all the way up to this point. Phoenix, you can't let your guard down yet. Not until the very end. Yep. The real killer, the person who planned to frame Mr. On Guard is... Miss Adrian Andrews, yep. I choose you. You are Mr. Corita's killer. What? I mean, it's the only one we can do, you know. Order, order, order. Mr. Wright, this is a very grave matter. Do you have any evidence that supports your charge? Any evidence? Yep. All of the evidence points to Miss Andrews, yep. What? How preposterous. You can't stick any of that on me. I can't, can I? Would you care to test me? Then what about this knife? The knife was used to stab the victim after he had already been strangled to death. It was used to throw suspicion onto Mr. On Guard, naturally. A knife covered in the defendant's fingerprints could only be taken from his room. And the only one who had dinner with him and knew which knife to take was you. No. What about the button that was found in Matsukama? This button was removed from the victim's body after he had already died. The only people who could have done so were the person who found his body or the killer. However, if Mr. On Guard was the real killer... Yep. There is no way he would have put such incriminating evidence in his... There is no way he would have put such incriminating evidence in his own Nakama. Again, haha. But the only person who could have put this button into Mr. On Guard's Nakama is the person who went to wake him from his nap, which is you yet again, Miss Andrews. I see. I mean, yeah, she probably wore it, eh? I see. What about the empty guitar case? Yep. Heard of this. That is also another piece of evidence that incriminates Miss Andrews, yep. That costume was used to hide the real killer's identity as they fled the crime scene. Now, who could have known that there was just such a costume inside the guitar case? It could only have been the person who prepared, or... It could have only been the person who prepared the costume for the victim. Yep. And that person is you, Miss Adrian Andrews. No, But Miss Andrews' fingerprints were nowhere to be found on the guitar case. If she was wearing the gloves, yeah. And it was you who proved that she was not wearing gloves at the time. That's right. That's because she did not intend on leaving any prints. Yep. It wasn't the intention, yeah. If anyone had found out that she had touched the case, they would have asked her why. So to avoid leaving any prints, she used a towel or something else to open it. Next, plausible too. But the glass of tomato juice is a different story. Miss Andrews purposefully left her fingerprints on the glass to show that yes, indeed, she was a classic dazed discoverer. The classic dazed discoverer of a dead body. Yeah. And to top it all off, there is this photo. A photo of the killer as they exited the scene of the crime. No reasonable person on Earth can believe this nickel samurai is Mr. On Guard. He would be much too short for his own costume if it was him. Sure. Good luck, anyways. That's a good look, anyways. Speaking of how tall people are, Miss Andrews, you're also kind of short in stature, are you not? This is much better, eh? Much better. But please stop. Well, how about it, Miss Andrews? I've got her this time. I'm at the breakdown time. Miss Andrews. I refuse to testify. Doesn't that incriminate you further? What was that? There's a law. It says I can't be forced to testify about something if it can incriminate me. I mean, you kind of already did. Well, yes, you are absolutely correct, Miss Andrews. The law does provide us with a way to avoid self-incrimination. by allowing a witness to not testify if the testimony can cause damage to themselves. What? Pleading the fifth is not something most people would think to do on the spot. And we already kind of have her. Actually, thinking back to yesterday in Mr. Onguard's room. Adrian Andrews. Yes. Think hard about what we just discussed. Understood. Think hard about what we just discussed. Understood. Nah. Alright. That's it. That's when Franziska planted this idea into her head. She must have told Miss Andrews to not testify if things looked bad. You did a good job proving everything up to this point, Phoenix. But there's still one thing you haven't done. Something I haven't done. Yeah. Well... Can we, like, threaten her here? With, like, the paper? No. Like... You know, Adrian, if you don't testify here, I might have to break a promise. Yep. Yeah. What's wrong, Wright? Are you finished already? Run out of evidence? What is so humorous, Mr. Edgeworth? I'm sure you realize this as well, Your Honor. But everything the good lawyer here has proven up to this point is meaningless. What? Everything you have proven is circumstantial. Yes, circumstantial. You have yet to provide a single piece of definitive proof. Proof that Miss Andrews did in fact harbor a wish to murder Miss Carita. Mr. Carita, oh I actually do. Mr. Carita. I do. Miss Andrews, did you want to kill Mr. Carita? I believe this may lead... You know, when they say that, doesn't that kind of like prove like, hey, did you do this, yes or no? Did you kill this person? Sorry, if I say it, it's going to incriminate me. It's like, you know, it doesn't work, man. It doesn't work. Anyways, I believe this may lead to me incriminating myself, so I will abstain from answering. But Miss Andrews, if you do that, it would be the same as admitting your guilt, don't you think? Maybe so, or maybe not. There is nothing to prove it either way. Besides, you don't even know what crime I would be guilty of due to my silence. No. She's taking that defiant attitude again. But Mia, what should we do? Somehow, we've landed in the worst possible situation. I think we have reached a certain conclusion at this point in time. Miss Adrian Andrews has refused to testify, and the defense's theory that she is the actual murderer has not been fully substantiated with solid definitive proof. I have proof. Let me show my proof! But that's not true. In this situation, there is only one thing this court can do, and that is to declare a recess. Recess. I request that both the prosecution and the defense look further into this matter, and at tomorrow's trial, no. It's tomorrow. Nope, I object. Don't have it tomorrow. I object. I object. I object. If we don't get a not guilty verdict today, then... Please wait, Your Honor. That's not necessary. The trial. Please continue the trial. What are you sweating for? Your client is getting one more day to live, isn't he? That's not it. This isn't about that. Edgeworth, I know you know who the real killer is. Please, let the trial continue. If I don't get the verdict... If I don't get the verdict in Maya... Yep. Man. But it's impossible to continue as long as the witness refuses to testify. Now then, this court is... I think he knows. Hope he caught on. There we go. It is not impossible for this trial to continue. Mr. Edgeworth, what are you... It's true Miss Andrews holds a right against self-incrimination, however, if the topic of conversation were something unrelated to whatever she may be guilty of, then she has no right to withhold testimony. Yes, that is very true, but... Actually, there is one little thing that I'm curious about, Miss Andrews. When you found the victim's dead body, you poured yourself a glass of juice. Yep. Yes, and... I can't help but think how unnatural that is. Usually, when one finds a body, they are shaken up, not stirring a glass of juice. So my actions were unusual, but I've already... Before you speak, I want to state that if you have a reason behind your actions, I would like you to testify to that effect. Testify. Your Honor, I would like to request that the witness testify again. as to what happened when she first discovered the victim's body. Whatever we find out in this testimony should in no way implicate the witness. Yep. I'm just glad Edgeworth is helping. Like, yeah, Maya was captured. Still, we kinda have to push. I don't know what it is about. I don't know what it is about Edgeworth today, but I can't get a good read off of him. Is he friend or foe? I just don't know. The court acknowledges the prosecution's request. Miss Andrews, if you please. When I found the body, that glass of juice, I didn't really pour it for myself. I was surprised when I walked into the room and saw it in that messy state. And he was sitting slumped over and tired, looking in the corner. When I saw him sitting like that, the thought that he was dead didn't cross my mind. To be honest, I thought he had just fainted or something. So I went to pour him some juice. When I realized that he was dead, that's when I knocked the flower vase over. So you poured the glass of juice for the victim. Why didn't you say so in your earlier testimony? I didn't think I needed to include something so trivial. Phoenix. Hey, gamer, welcome back. Welcome back. Hope you're doing good, man. Hope you're doing good. Phoenix, please be careful here. If you can't find anything wrong with this testimony, then there's nothing left. I know. Edgeworth, what the heck is going on in that brain of yours? Now then, Mr. Wright, you may begin your cross-examination. When I found the body. He was sitting slumped over and tired looking in the corner. Can we get a bit more detail on it? Slumped over. Yeah, it was slumped over. Slumped over. Yes, he was just sitting there, with his head tilted forward, eyes closed. He really looked like he was sleeping. Is it just me, or did that right there sound a little odd? You're recreating every Smash Bros. Roster, but unlike Nintendo, only wanting video game, originate characters, you're doing whoever the heck you want and call it the multiverses. Sounds interesting, man. Sounds interesting. Here, I mean, it does seem fishy here, huh? The knife was stabbed into him, right? Okay, never mind. Him forcing the knife stabbed into his corpse or whatever isn't suspicious. Oh, yeah. Hard looking in the corner, eh? Basically your dream roster. Ah, gotcha. Then what did cross your mind? I thought maybe he had smashed everything up in anger because he lost the Grand Prix, and then felt tired after his rampage, so he decided to take a nap. Anyways, that's what I thought. I see. So you didn't think he was dead at all? I mean, if you're that close, man, he thought he fainted. I thought he was asleep at first, but then the room was in such a messy state. I thought maybe he had gotten into a fight with someone. And that's when you went to pour the glass of juice. Yes, he always has a hard time waking up. One always has a glass of tomato juice to drink. I see. And after that, what happened next? When I realized that he was dead, that's when I knocked the flower vase over. Push everything. And how did you come to realize that he was in fact dead? I shook him over and over, but I never got a response. So I set the glass down on the dresser and tried to take his pulse. I was shocked, staggered backward. I knocked the flower vase over, so that's what happened. Yes. This is what it all comes down to. Oh. This is the absolute end for both sides, and Adrian Andrews is not, and Adrian is letting her guard down. Phoenix, now is their best chance yet to kill the prosecution's case. Isn't that a bit harsh? Miss Andrews, will you tell us the truth this time? What? There wasn't anyone else in the room, right? Of course not. What? Then, who did you pour it for? Yes, you're right. There is a rhyme and reason for everything. Can you wait just a little longer for it to be revealed to you? In other words, right, be fine and nothing. Precisely. I couldn't have said it better myself. Ugh. What? 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 There was literally a knife in his chest, man. Man, sometimes it just don't work, eh? Sometimes you do it and it just ain't working. Don't work though, but whatever. Yeah, you thought he was dead and crossed your mind, huh? Wait a second here. She poured in some juice. She put it down. Fell the dead body. But the glass wasn't knocked over, Something there, so he's dead. That's when I knocked the flower vase over, but according to your own testimony, yeah. It would have been some spillage, you know. Finger with scarf, stabbed with knife. Yeah, was there blood on his costume as well? Sorry, I find it really hard to believe you pour himself a glass, and you don't notice a heckin' knife stabbed into the eye. I find it extremely hard to believe. Here we go. Oh, this actually works, eh? So you honestly didn't think he was dead when you found him? No, not at all. Even though this is what you saw when you discovered the body. Ah. Well, what is the meaning of this? Yep. Isn't it obvious, Your Honor? There is a knife sticking straight out of Mr. Kurita's chest. Hey, that is what I was trying to show him. Hey. Anyone who saw this scene would have immediately thought that here was a dead man. That's, well, you see, I doubt a single person in the world would mistake this for someone who fainted, and then so nonchalantly go pour something to drink. Your point is, yep. Miss Andrews, your testimony just now, it was all one giant lie. And your lie has proven one thing very clearly, that you are the real killer. Perfect. That demeanor suits them better. I like it more. No! It looks like the defense has somehow brought the ugly truth to light. The defendant, Mr. Matt Ungard, is not guilty after all. That's impossible. You're wrong. Miss Andrews, try to have some composure. It wasn't me. It wasn't me, I tell you. That's a good face, so. It was Matt, I swear it. He's the one who killed Juan. But you were the one who refused to testify, and your reason for not doing so was that you might end up incriminating yourself. That's because... Miss Andrews, I will give you one last chance. What exactly are you hiding that may incriminate you? I refuse to testify. Nope, not my problem. Not my problem. I'd rather her guilty than my client. Then there is no need for this court to continue any further. Mr. Mountain his innocence has been clearly demonstrated. Is it over? Have we found the truth at last? What's wrong, Phoenix? Usually, the real killer confesses his or her guilt. And now that I think about it, this is the first time someone has it. I don't think it was her. I don't think it was her. She might have been blackmailed though. She might have been blackmailed. If she was blackmailed and wanted to frame, or was told to frame him, and then she might get the, you know what note in return, maybe. Anyways, now then, I would like to hand down my verdict for Mr. Matt on guard. No, Edgeworth, no, Your Honor. The prosecution feels that it would be premature to pass down a verdict at this time. What? The reason is quite simple. Just make her client innocent, all I'm asking. This witness has yet to speak the absolute, real truth. I don't care, Matt. I just want her client innocent, and then we can have her own. She ain't gonna really be found guilty this time. She's gonna have her own heckin' court thing. She's gonna have her own court thing, This is only to prove that Mountain Guard is innocent, whatever. The absolute, real truth. What are you? Witness, don't you understand yet? Oh. I don't know who planted this silly idea in your head, but as long as you protect yourself through silence, Mountain Guard will go free, and in his place, you will become the guilty party. That's a lie. I don't believe you. What? I was told if I spoke, then it would be all over, and Matt would never be declared guilty. What in the world is she talking about? Has she lost it? I can't speak about it. I'm too scared. It's Franziska von Karma. Oh, don't you remember, Phoenix? Miss Andrews lives by gripping tightly onto the words of another, because she doesn't have the strength to believe in herself. Then, right now, Miss Andrews is... Yesterday, she was tossed a lifesaver by Miss von Karma. Don't say a word no matter what happens. If you do, Matt on guard will be acquitted. Miss Andrews undyingly believes in those words right now, and is clinging onto them. Then, what should we do? Yeah. This is the first time I've ever come across anything like this. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. We're trying to save Maya here. If she wants to be found guilty, it's her prerogative. I don't really want the truth here right now. The truth after. She's gonna get her own court case and, you know, she can get proven innocent there for all I care. Yeah, I agree. I agree, Peachy Pie. I don't think she's guilty, but I don't mind her taking the fall. I'd rather her take the fall rather than, on guard. On guard got Maya right now. So, right now, my priority is getting my client innocent. Truth can be later. Truth can be later, but not now. Frankly, it doesn't matter if she's guilty or not. What matters is we save Maya. Yep. And that she'll have her own court case and probably be found guilty, but not a problem. This is the first time I've ever come across anything like this. But Miss Andrews has to be the killer, right? All we have to do now is get her not guilty. That is my only priority, yep. It wasn't me. I'm begging you, please believe me. I didn't kill Juan. Help. Please, someone, help me. Mr. Wright, yes, Your Honor. The court can't continue on like this, therefore I'd like to hear what you intend to do. What I intend to do? What am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to say? Oh, okay, I'm gonna try. I'm gonna say that she should be declared guilty. Right. I suggest you think very carefully about this. Think about what this witness did, and what she did not do. And think about who is the real mastermind behind this crime. Who's the real mastermind? Isn't that obvious? There's no one else it could be except the woman crying over there, right? No. It could also be someone from Global Studios, like the smoker chick as well. but never mind that. There's no one else it could be except the woman crying over there, right? Come now, what will you do? What kind of man are you, Mr. Phoenix Wright? I don't think she's guilty, yeah, but... No matter what she says, Miss Andrews is the only person it could be. Not to mention, I don't have a choice. I have to win a complete acquittal today. Your Honor, the defense believes there is enough evidence to substantiate her claim. Therefore, we motion that this court passes a verdict of not guilty as soon as possible. I'm disappointed in you, Wright. What have you learned this past year? That's enough. I commend you for trying, Mr. Edgeworth. However, it's clear that the defense's theory is the truth. You're wrong. I had hoped things wouldn't come to this. However, what is it, Mr. Edgeworth? Mr. Edgeworth, Miss Andrews, since you absolutely refuse to testify, it falls on my shoulders to disclose this to the court. Stop. Mr. Edgeworth, this witness, how should I put this? She has an illness. What? And because of this illness, she has tried to commit suicide in the past. Stop. Please stop. No matter how much you want to hide it, it's no use. I have the evidence right here. That's the second part of the suicide report, the attempted suicide report. What will you do now, witness? You know what I am about to do, don't you? I will now reveal to the court the true nature of the pitiful woman known as Adrian Andrews, the secret of her dependent nature. Having other people know about, it scares her more than anything else in the world. Please stop. I beg you. If people find out, I'll... If you're going to say you would choose death, that is of no concern to me. Edgeworth, how can you be so cold? However, before you die... Yep. I will pull the truth from your still breathing lips. No matter what I have to do. So, will you tell the court yourself, or shall I? Either is fine with me. I'll talk. Please, help me. No, it's not like Edgeworth, yeah. No, I guess Edgy Boy has changed to where he wants the truth no matter what. Which, I mean, is fine and dandy, but frankly, that's not the goal for me. That's not the goal for me at all. Yeah, well, whatever, I'll talk. Please help me. Nothing matters anymore. My crime. I can't escape. What? Okay, so it would appear that there isn't really any difference here, but whatever, fine. I have to win a complete acquittal today. There's no way around that. But I can't bring myself to do it like this. Not when she's making a face like that. Well, I heckin' can. It's simply a proposition of value, no. Simply a proposition of value. Would you sacrifice a stranger for someone close to you? You know. And I'd say the majority of people would choose a stranger over someone close, like a family member. And I wouldn't really judge anyone for it. Now, that being said, you know, they'd probably feel bad about it, but still, humans like self-preservation and preserving what they like. So of course they're gonna try saving people close to them more than a random stranger on the road. Simple human nature. Anyways, I can't bring myself to do it like this, not when she's making a face like that. Miss Andrews, I would like to know what you are really hiding. Mr. Wright, Are you sure you know what you're doing? Sure, Mr. On Guard would get an acquittal, but in his place, you would be found guilty. Is this how you really want this trial to end? But be quiet. How dare you? You're trying to trick me, yep. That's enough. I commend you for trying, Mr. Edgeworth. However, it's clear that the defense's theory is a truce. Okay, yeah, now we go back, sure. Yeah, that's how I feel. Oh, what's good and what's bad? The human simply do what makes them feel less bad. Being in the long run, less bad. Or in the short term, less bad. I mean, that's how it is. If betraying someone makes you feel less bad, all depends on what makes you feel bad, eh? If betraying someone makes you feel really bad, you're less likely to betray. If it doesn't make you feel bad, you're more likely to betray. All about benefits. Benefits and avoiding negative emotions. Anyways, what is it? Mr. Oh wait, I read this, yep. Let's get to the case here. Can I add to skip a bit? Because sadly, it didn't go to a good ending. Should have went to a good ending, but you know, it is what it is, hey. It is what it is, hey. Yeah, whatever. We'll keep going. We'll keep going. Here we go. Hey, Mia, welcome back, man. Welcome back. Hope you're doing good. Hope you're doing good, man. Yeah. Save, here we go. And continue. Nothing matters anymore. My crime. Yep. When I first saw him, I really thought he had fainted, honest. When I realized he was dead, that is when I formulated my plan. Once I made sure there was no one in the hallway, I made a dash back to Matt's room, and then stabbed one's dead body with the knife and ripped off the button. Just when I finished and was returning to Matt's room, I had a bit of an inconvenience, and that's why I ended up using the Nickel Samurai costume. So you... Okay, well, hey, anything proves my client is pretty darn innocent, hey. We'll take it. Just to stab the body with a knife, but why would you do that? Isn't it obvious? To pin the blame on a certain person. A certain cowardly man. You kind of feel bad though. What do you feel bad about? PG Pie. What do you feel bad about? Certain cowardly man. What do you mean by all of this? It might take this court a little while to understand, but... This is the truth. The real killer is Matt. That scumbag of a man. I'll never forgive him. He's trying to escape his guilt again. Just like last time. So Miss Andrews stabbed the victim, on Karita in the chest with the knife. However, he didn't do it with murder in mind. He did it with the intention of framing Matt on guard for the murder. You didn't know how to explain it? No, like just what thing in general do you feel bad about? Framing... Putting all the blame and making Andrews guilty. Is that it? Is that what you feel guilty about? Or what is it, man? That's it, yeah. I mean, I'm thinking in reality, I mean, hey. Let's say you're, I don't know. Let's say, what would be a good example? Maybe like your best friend or whatever was captured, right? Your best friend was captured, and they'd be like, go. If you testified in court against a random stranger, would you do it? You might feel bad about it, right? But I'd say you'd feel a lot worse if you, let your friend die. Rather than a stranger getting prosecuted, you know. It's simply what's less bad. At least that's the way I see it. Anyways, and this is your crime. Huh. Oh, what? How is this possible? I mean, wasn't Miss Andrews supposed to be the real murderer? Mr. Wright, please get over your shock and commence the cross-examination. How the heck am I going to cross-examine this crap, man? What the heck am I supposed to do about this? Sounds like a pretty crappy thing to cross-examine. Fine, sure. But you could tell from the state the room was in that there must have been a fight. Are you telling the truth when you say that you did not know he was dead? T. Had a scarf tied around his neck. But that scarf is a part of the Jammin' Ninja's costume, so... Though I didn't think anything about it was strange. His head was also tilted down a bit, so I couldn't see his face that well. That's why I thought I'd wake him up, and went to pour the juice. When I realized he was dead, that was when I formulated my plan. There we go. I was kind of hoping there'd be a ball in one. Whatever. No, I was kind of hoping for a true breakdown. Oh, whatever. What is this plan you had? I knew right away the murderer was Matt. I knew because one, he was going to expose Matt's weak point to the world. Matt did this to stop Juan, to silence him for good. That's when I saw it. I should forge some evidence and pin this crime on Matt. So the forged pieces of evidence were the knife and the button. First thing that came to mind was to plant the knife. Yep. Once I made sure there was no one in the hallway, I made a dash to Matt's room. And then, I stabbed Juan's dead body with the knife and ripped off the button. Just when I finished, over my bed. No one. Now I just thought you could get the knife correct. The knife Matt used at dinner had his fingerprints all over it. I thought if I used that, then the police would certainly turn their eyes towards him. Matt was napping with his costume on at the time. I slipped in, took the knife, and returned to the scene of the crime. Okay, so I guess technically in theory, it would be possible for actually On Guard to have hired. Why would she want to free Matt? Because she believes Matt did it because Juan was gonna expose Matt's secret to the world. So I guess technically speaking, Matt could have hired the killer. Which would explain why the killer doesn't want On Guard to be actually tried and be guilty, you know. It would make sense, but I'm pretty sure we did. No, we only tested that. We did test that. We know On Guard didn't kill him himself. I think the killer probably killed him, right? The killer probably killed him. Matt On Guard maybe hired the killer. And due to Andrew's framing, the killer is smart enough to get On Guard an innocent verdict. I think that's probably what's being come to right now. But the issue is that we kinda need him to not be guilty, you know. Yeah, that's what I'd have to guess here. Or it could be Global Studios as well. Global Studios could have hired him. If they knew. I slipped in, took the knife, and returned to the scene of the crime. Then, I stabbed Juan's dead body with the knife and ripped off the button. So you were the one that stabbed the victim with that knife. It gives me goosebumps to think about it now. What a horrible thing I did. But at the time, I couldn't control my own body and moved on its own. Then, when I stabbed Juan's dead body, I suddenly realized something. If I use the buttons somehow, I can make Matt look even more suspect. So you thought to rip one of the buttons off and then plant it in Mr. On Guard's comma. Yes, that's what I had planned to do. But things never go that smoothly, do they? I mean, if you did it in the right order, it could have been. If you would have taken the button off first and then stabbed, would have been more appealing, but you know, more convincing, yep. Well, whatever. An inconvenience, yep. There was a woman with a camera at the ready, loitering in the hallway. I'm willing to bet my spikes it was Alana. There was also a woman with a ray gun at the ready, pacing back and forth. That's Miss Oldberg for you. I had already been caught and made into a big scoop for a certain weekly tabloid once, so I couldn't very well go out looking like myself and get caught again. What thing am I supposed to do? It's all I can... I don't think I can really, like, say objection to any of this, man. It's all true. You were the ones who prepared that costume, weren't you? Yes, I took it from Global Studios. I also put it into Juan's guitar case the day before the award ceremony. You did this in preparation for the press conference, correct? Yes, Juan wanted to wear that costume and hold a press conference in it. He was going to disclose Matt's biggest secret there. And what is the secret? That, I don't know. Anyway, I thought that if I were to leave Juan's room in the Nickel Samurai costume, then people would think that Matt was the real murderer. I was very careful not to leave any fingerprints when I opened the guitar case. I absolutely did not want anyone to know about the costume. I think we've heard enough. So, after that, you went back to Mr. Engarde's room and planted the button. Into Matt's Akama. Yes. After that, I folded up the costume I was wearing and put it into a bag. Then I snuck it out of the hotel and got rid of it. Well, my word. That means that there's no evidence for anyone there. Except her. On my word. What does all this mean? Mr. Edgeworth, is it? The real criminal is Matt Engarde. Yesterday, that woman prosecutor sat me down for a talk. Francisca, huh? She said that I should, under no circumstances, confess to what I had done. That if I just kept quiet, then Matt would be found guilty for sure. I had no choice but to believe in her words, yep. What this witness has done is clearly unlawful, however. As long as her testimony stands, we can be certain she is not the real killer. When she was the only one who entered the room, right? And the other one seen exiting the room as well. Oh wait, Your Honor. The defense still... Right. It's pointless. It's pointless. At this point in time, it is not possible to indict Miss Andrews on anything. Can we just get... Yes, exactly. There isn't a single piece of evidence that points to her as a murderer. No. The cross-examination of this witness is over, and so is today's trial. You couldn't establish that the witness was a culprit. Please let it go, Mr. Wright. I can't. Oh, but... Mr. Edgeworth, please place Mr. Edgeworth, please place Miss Andrews under arrest for further questioning. Understood, Your Honor. The prosecution will arrange for her detention immediately. No. That is all. Court is adjourned for today. I can't. Where is this crew? Actually, no. She escaped the refined today's trial. It's over, and it didn't win an acquittal. Witness, would you mind if I asked you something? Edgeworth, what is it? Before you leave for today, I wondered if I might look at one thing. The card in your hand. It's had my interest for quite some time now. What exactly is it? Oh, this. Mr. Wright also asked about this, yep. Although I didn't remember at the time you asked me about it, Mr. Wright. I remember just now. I found this in the room on that day. The room. That day. Yes. I found this card when I discovered Juan's body. Sure. It was lying there right next to him. Prior to Killer's logo or whatever, right? He found that card next to the victim's body. I suppose I must have unconsciously slipped it into my pocket. But it's not as if this card has any relevance to Juan's murder, right? Yeah, I guess not, but it's still a strange card if you ask me. But as far as the clue to this case, I don't see why. Witness, that card. Give it to me. Hurry. Edgeworth, do you have any idea what you have stupidly yet inadvertently done? This. I can't believe you hid this from me all this time. I didn't mean to. Well, what is all this about? I've never seen Edgeworth so emotional before. The killer, eh? That card. What in the world is it, and what does it mean? I'm gonna hope when she escaped, she actually escaped. She should have channeled like just some like super buff guy, breaks it, just fights his way out. Like all I'm saying is, imagine that. Would it be great? Also, why are we more like you know, just here? March 22, 5:24 p.m. Right in law offices here. Mystic Maya, Mystic Maya. Yeah. There, Pearls. I can't take it anymore. Look, they'll be all right. Everything may still work out. The condition was that we had to get a not guilty verdict. And so far, the kidnapper has kept his word and hasn't hurt Maya. And he won't because Mr. Angard hasn't been given a guilty sentence yet. Cheer up, we don't have time to stand around crying. We have to get going. You're right. Mistake Maya is in much more pain than I am. Yes, that's right. So, hey, you guys. Glad I caught you, pal. Mr. Scruffy Detective. Oh boy. Looks like Detective Gumshoe has been dubbed Mr. Scruffy Detective in Pearl's book now. It's just plain old Mr. Rich Gumshoe. Now, and I came to talk to you, pal. But we're kind of busy right now. Sure. Obviously the savior. Come on, look, it's my turn bad. Oh, it's a little tarnished, don't you think, pal? Don't worry, I'll make it all sparkly shiny again, huh? Already touched. Hey, that's not what I was planning to do though, Maya. It'll be okay, you'll see her again, little missy. Yeah, it's really important that you don't give up. Okay. I guess a big voice really does give you a sense of presence, yep. I won't give up, ever. The future. So, what are you going to do from now on? Private investigator, maybe? What do you mean, pal? Well, you've been fired, right? So, do you have a new job lined up yet? Oh, that. What am I supposed to do now, pal? I don't have anything coming in at all to my next payday. What are you talking about? You don't have another payday. I guess it means I'm just gonna have to work here at your place, pal. Say what? You'll be searching for things that will prove Mr. Angard's innocence all day, right? Well, yeah. So yeah, I'm going to help you, pal. I've got lots of experience in investigating and watching over people's places. And I'm great at making really simple meals, pal. I'll take care of it all. Come on, Mr. Dick. Let's let Mr. Scruffy Detective take care of things. Oh, heck. You know, like when you're like on the verge of burping? Ah, okay. By the way, what's your best dish? Instant noodles, pal. Wait. Why am I surrounded by people who only eat cheap, unhealthy foods? Edgeworth. That was the first time I've ever seen Mr. Edgeworth act like that. Never thought he'd say something like he didn't care if Miss Andrews killed herself. I probably shouldn't say that, but whatever. He said that? That's horrible. But because of him doing that, we got the truth finally. Truth. Miss Andrews' last testimony. I wonder if that was the truth. I think it is fairly possible that Angard hired the killer. Or it's either the killer was hired by Angard or Big Studio, and it's gonna be that trick again all over again. Anyways, Miss Andrews' last testimony. I wonder if that was the truth. I'll give you that. There was nothing strange in her testimony itself. But I still think there was something fundamentally wrong with the whole thing. You mean about that thing, pal? Why would she want to? No, I mean, almost need to frame Mr. Angard. I couldn't figure that out from anything she said all day. Then you're saying that testimony was a lie. Not a lie, per se. It just feels like there's more here than meets the eye. Someone's behind the scenes convincing her, man. Someone's convincing her behind the scenes. That's what Edgeworth would like us to believe. Good night, Gucci Pie. Have sweet dreams and don't let the bedbugs bite. And be careful about the sleep paralysis demon. Hopefully they don't release it on you. Anyways, that's such a dirty trick. Even that woman prosecutor was better than that. Franziska von Karma. Speaking of Miss von Karma, do you have any more information on her condition? Wasn't she shot this morning? Franziska. Miss von Karma was shot today on the way to the trial by a pistol pal. But she's going to be fine, right? I mean, Edwards said she was in stable condition, but... Well, she was shot in the shoulder, so she's okay. And still hanging in there, yep. Good. Or not really good, but whatever. They should be done taking the bullet out, but she's probably resting at the hospital. Which one? What? Are you going to visit her, pal? No, well... I was kind of thinking about it. Hey, you've actually got a heart, don't ya? She looked like she was being tortured to death not being able to go to the trial today. So maybe it'd be good for her if you went and let her whip you for a bit, pal. Let's go let her whip us, Mr. Nick. Nah, no thank you, bud. No thank you, bud, I'd rather not. I'm sorry, but being whipped doesn't seem like a good time, so I'd like rather not, you know, whatever. No, I'm definitely not going. Let's see, the name of the hospital? Oh yeah, the Hardy Clinic, the Hardy Clinic again. That name sent a chill down my spine. Well, I guess it can't hurt to stop by and say hi. No, it definitely can. Actually, no, hopefully her whooping shoulder got shot. If we're lucky, her whooping shoulder got shot, and then we'll be fine. If we're lucky, March 22, Hardy Clinic reception. Never thought I'd ever come back to this place. Yes, are you here to visit a patient? Ah, hi. Wait a second, you're... Yes, I'm Director Hardy. Oh. Why are you still here? Yes, what is it? Can I help you? Me? Yes, Director Hardy. Edgeworth. Yes, I'm Director Hardy. Oh, you're the man from this morning. Yes, what is it? Director Franziska. How is Franziska von Carmen? You don't need to worry. Yes, she's in good hands. As you see, I'm personally taking good care of her. Yes, she. Yes, and that surgery, it went well. You have my gratitude. It looks like Edgeworth doesn't know about this director and his secret. She looks so pitiful, absolutely terrified. Yes, but I understand. Yes, her opponent was a gun after all. And when I snuck up on her real secret light, she would scream really loud. Yes, I see. But she's really cute too. When I do that, she'd whip me with her whip. Boy, did I cry like a baby. Yes, but I think I could get used to it. No. Man, they shot you in the wrong shoulder. Go back to your room. You're so mean. So mean. My frisky Friska. But that's good too. Okay. Yes, it's time for my IV drops. Yes. And what are those tulips doing in your hands, Mr. Phoenix Wright? I knew I shouldn't have come here. I have tulips. No, I don't. The shooting. I was shot in front of the courthouse in my right shoulder. But it's no big deal. This sort of thing happens all the time. I even had full intentions of running the trial this morning. But that would have been too much for you. There's no need to act tough in front of us. No. Regardless, I was dragged here by that man over there. He was so unyielding, one has to wonder if he was simply interested in stealing my case. It was the only logical course of action given the bullet was still lodged in your shoulder. And by taking over the case, I found myself having to clean up after you and that irresponsible deal you made. I think I know what deal he's referring to. Deal. Miss Von Karma, you made a deal with Miss Andrews yesterday, didn't you? I don't know what you mean. In order to make sure you got your guilty verdict on Mr. On Guard, you told Miss Andrews to not testify for today. I don't know what you're talking about. Do you have proof that I made such a deal? You're denying it? It looks like you were lucky, Mr. Phoenix is right. If I had been in court today, this trial would already be over, all while hiding Miss Andrews' own crime. That isn't my problem, whether she had tampered with the evidence or not. I have only one objective, to find Mr. On Guard guilty of murder. The end justifies the means, Mr. Phoenix is right. The end justifies the means. Miss Von Karma, Adrian Andrews believed you when you said, if you don't tell the truth of what really happened, then On Guard will be found guilty. And what does that have to do with me? Because of that, she is now in danger of being found guilty herself, all because she believed in your words until the very end. That still has nothing to do with me. She's just a weak person, that's all. But you had to know she was. Oh. I think visiting hours here are about over. So, if you'll excuse me, yeah. What's wrong? Why did she suddenly cut you off? I think she needs a little punch in the shoulder, you know. Little stab in the shoulder. Oh, I mean, little punch in the shoulder. Little jab in the shoulder, you know. What's wrong? Why did she suddenly cut you off? Probably because she thinks I had the advantage in that argument. Edgeworth, oh no. Today's trial. What happened today at the trial, Edgeworth? That was not like you at all. I mean, I know you knew about Miss Andrews' condition. Could have made her testify as many times as you wanted. It goes that far. But she wouldn't testify about that until I said something, yep. Listen, Wright. The courtroom is a garden of judgment. I am putting myself on the line when I stand in there. That's why I made the witness do the same. It's only natural. Adrian's card, yeah. By the way, Edgeworth, you were really angry in court today. That's where for you. Witness, that card, give it to me. Hurry, yep. Do you have any idea what you stupidly get inadvertently done? This, I can't believe you hid this from me all this time. That card. What in the world is it? You mean this? Listen, Wright. This is top secret information. You absolutely cannot leak this. The special investigation team has existed for a number of years, but few know of it. I understand. Their task is to find the owner of this card. A man called Shelly the Killer. Oh, we know him. And just as his name states, he is the killer, an assassin, the best at that. An assassin? Picture card added to the court record. Assassin. So who is this Shelly the Killer? The Killer is the name of a long-standing line of assassins. Long-standing. The name first appeared about 100 years ago, I hear. Shelly is the professional name of the third heir to the... Shelly is the professional name of the third heir to the Killer name. So because his professional name is Shelly, he leaves cards with a shell on them. He has a habit of making sure to leave a card by the body of his victims. Why would he do something like that? We think it was part of his duty to his clients. His duty. If he leaves a card, then his clients can be assured it was he who killed the victim. It also serves as insurance against any charges being pushed onto his clients. I see. The killer values the trust between his client and himself above all else. It seems that this is one honorable assassin with a moral conscience. I guess that even honorable assassins can exist. So, you think this assassin... think he's the one who did the killing in this case? It would appear that way. The discovery of the card basically confirmed it. Would you agree? So did the killer, huh? My situation. I noticed something at the trial today. You were behaving in a very strange manner. Something's the matter. I guess I should just tell him. Maya, she's been kidnapped. Kidnapped? What does a kidnapper want? An acquittal. I see, I had no idea. Oh, you couldn't have known. I will prepare a rescue team as soon as possible. I will prepare a rescue team as soon as possible and resolve this by tomorrow. Really? Did you hear that, Mr. Nick? Mr. Edgeworth is going to... Stop trying to console me. Edgeworth, I don't need your pity. Mr. Nick, there's no way you can find her. You don't even have a single lead to go on. There's only one way to save her. I have to get an acquittal somehow. It's the only way. Right, listen. You need to know something. Juan Crida was killed by Shelly the Killer. And the client who ordered the job is Matt on guard. Your own client. Please stop. I can't listen to you. I can't believe that. I see. Well, if you want to continue your investigation, you will need this. What is it? The hotel right now is restricted to police personnel only, as we are looking for any clues that might lead us to Shelly the Killer. But if you take this with you to the hotel, I'm sure they will let you enter. Letter of introduction, received from Edgeworth, allows bearer to freely investigate the crime scene. In any case, I must attend to the preparations for Maya's rescue team. We'll meet again, if anything should happen. Now, you'll excuse me. Yep. Mr. Nick. Mr. Nick, do you think Mr. Ogard hired an assassin? We could ask him. If we asked him and he had a psych-lock, we'd know for sure. No way. I mean, he doesn't have a psych-lock. Yeah, I guess not. No, we asked if he killed him. Maya, please, all I ask is you make it home. Safe and sound. Hey, let's go to time. Let's go to the location question. Yeah, I guess even kidnappers can be a little clumsy. Clumsy enough to drop a card like this for me. And even though he said he was an assassin, I bet he's just making that up, like how Nick does with everything in court. Anyway, let's try out the card trick with this card I just found. Sounds like I got the door open. Okay, time to go take a look around. Going all well, all dandy. Yeah. Daytime location, yep. What is this place? I've got a feeling I'm not at the hotel anymore. I think a teddy bear as well. There's those videos over there. Well, I'll worry about that later for now. I should be looking for clues. That way, I can show them to Sif and maybe get out of here. Oh hey, it's a computer. I've never really used one before. I have no idea where the power switch on this thing is. Rat, there goes my plan to use it somehow to get out of here. Idiot. What is this thing? An antenna, I guess. And this is VCR. There sure are a lot of electronic gadgets here. But what is that antenna doing here? I don't know, picking up signals, maybe. Wow, I've never seen a TV this big before. Now, where is the power button? Obviously they have a pet as well. For the cat. Quick. Wait, it's busted. I would so die a happy samurai fan. If I ever got to see the Nickel Samurai on a TV like this. Can't believe I just made a joke about dying. All things considered. There's a framed picture sitting on this coffee table. Wait a second. That's a left impact. It's a picture of a woman. She's kind of pretty. Hey, looks like something's written here. Let's see. I think it says, with love, Celeste. I bet this could be a clue. This looks like Juan's Karita's room. Because the teddy bear as well. That's weird. What's a figurine doing on a sofa in a place like this? I think it's a bear. Oh, how cute. But it's got a lot of cuts and slits on it. I wonder if it's some kind of puzzle or something. It's so dark in here that I can barely see, but these kind of feel like videotapes, all of them. Just what kind of room is this? Guessing they record. If Karita had let you know what type of relations with people, as in blackmail them with it. Maybe. Waiting. I'll make sure to get everything here. Everything. Nothing here, nothing here, nothing here. Oh, I'm using the door. There's a light. That in the window. Locked, of course. And it doesn't look like I can use the card to open this door. Are you small enough to go through the bottom? There's a little hole at the bottom of the door. Hey, reach your hand through. If you can reach your hand far enough, you can unlock the door. If only I was a little skinnier, then maybe I'd be able to crawl through there. Oh, this simply will not do. I cannot have you wandering around at will. Yeah. It seems that your Mr. Wright is truly concerned about you. Yes. For now, I would suggest you remain cooperative. If you cannot, there are ways in which I can help you. Ways, you mean? Dead men tell no tales. Is how the saying goes, correct? Dead. Actually did do. I'm almost certain I told you in our first meeting I am an assassin. No way, you're lying. I mean, an assassin. People are not always who they appear to be. Anyways, March 22, 7:04 p.m. Toddy Clinic Reception. Mr. Nick, Oh yes, girls got caught up in my thoughts about my situation. Mr. Edgeworth was left, you know. Mr. Edgeworth has left, you know. I guess for now, I have no choice but to believe in Mr. On Guard. But I think I should listen to his story one more time. Alright, let's get going too. Okay. Hey, gummy shoe. Hi, gummy shoe. Hi. Anyways, want to talk to my guy. I'm sorry, but visiting hours are over for today. Oh, I have too many questions I need to ask. I'm sorry, but I'm Phoenix Wright, a lawyer for one of the... You're Mr. Wright, you say? Oh, yeah, there's a message here for you. Message? It's from Matt and Gar. Ah, here you go. What did he write? Is it something really important? I don't know. Well, let's see what it has to say to Mr. Lawyer Dude. I've got something really important to tell you. Why do I feel uneasy all of a sudden? What? Oh, Mr. Wright. So actually, I have a favor to ask of you. I have this cat named Shu. Wait, it's on guard's room. I didn't put out a lot of food when I left the house, so he's probably pretty hungry. You think you could drop by my house and feed Shu for me, dude? I have suggested it the ways down from the hotel, alright? Not at all. This is terrible. Let's hurry, we have to feed his cat. Sure, poor Shu's stomach is growling by now. Yeah, I guess. That's note jammed into a pocket. Please feed my cat, Shu. My house is just another ways down from the hotel. Client's request is a request. Guess I should go check him up. Guess I should go check up on his cat. March 22, K-Bar Hotel. Right now, Mr. Nick. Let's go look for clues. We have to, for Mystic Maya's sake. You shall not pass, Oldberg. Oh, Miss Oldback, don't devalue my name and turn it into a gasp, you spiky-headed pettifrogger. Because of you, I've been made to look like the bad guy, again. Although I did get a piece of gum from Edgy Boy, just as he promised. But what I really wanted was something much more valuable. I want Edgy Poo's heart, but I want all for me. It's all your fault. You've awakened some wild beast inside of this old bag. Arr. Wait. This old bag. Keep your hands off me. This helmet is airtight. No air gets in and no air gets out. Why do you keep putting it on? Don't think you can get me to move with silly questions. You're going to have to defeat me if you want to get by. I'm not hearing this. Whatever. I'm gonna go to the living room first here. We can examine this room later. Living room. March 22 on card. Mansion. Living room. Sure is dark. I'll go turn on the light. Oh, our card actually did do it, hey. It's definitely on guard. Wow. So this is what a store's house looks like. Must be nice to be rich. Come on, Mr. Nick. Let's find Shu, the kitty cat. Shu! Meow. So I guess this is Shu. What a lovely cat. Hello, Shu. Hehe. The cat seems to like pearls. Pardon me. May I help you with something, mister? Oh, we're lawyers. Actually, I'm Mr. Onguard's lawyer. The master's. Then, you must be Mr. Wright. Yes. It's a pleasure to meet your wonderful self. I am the family butler, John Doe. Nice to meet you. Well... I can't go in the room because he's here, sadly. Mr. Guard, you must know all sorts of things about Mr. On Guard, right? Honestly, sir, I don't believe my master is capable of such a foul deed as murder. And, anything else? No, not especially. It is not appropriate for a lowly servant to speak of the master of it or his affairs. Well, typically butler-like, as it were. Sean Doe. Mr. Doe, how long have you served at this residence? Well, sir, I would have to say maybe about 1 year. And, anything else? No, not especially. It is, wait, I thought maid. I have to see. You know, I would have thought Mr. On Guard the kind to have a maid over a butler. Maid. Yeah, it would have been better taste, but we know why, because he's the assassin. Shoo. That's a very cute cat you've got here. It is my duty to take care of him. The master rather fancies Shoo. And, anything else? Nope. Well, then I guess I don't need this piece of scrap paper anymore. That's no crumpled into a ball and thrown away. Well, I'm afraid I must take my leave of you now. Oh, but we should probably get going ourselves. Ah, so young and yet already so accomplished, a master of law. But there is also a lot to be proud of in being a butler, in charge of the house and all. Thank you for the compliment, sir. People are not always who they appear to be. Now, if you'll excuse me. A giant bicycle is flying through the air. That bicycle pearls is one where you don't have to pedal, and it moves on its own. Really? Wow. It's sorry to disappoint you. It can't fly. Oh, that's too bad. Oh, there's a giant cooking horse here. That's actually a fireplace. How are they different, Mr. Nick? You know, I've never actually seen a horse before. Come to think of it, you should come and visit Fay Manor then. I'll show you one when you do. Maybe. Anyways, it's a very comfortable and spacious lounge that I wonder if famous stars drop by, sit around, and have a good time. In any case, I don't really belong here, do I? Ugh. What is with me and feeling inferior today? There's a small door at the bottom of this bigger door, Mr. Nick. I bet it's for Mr. On-Guard's cat to use. Oh, you mean shoe. The door. It's locked tight. Well, I guess that's to keep nosy people like me from entering it. It's more strange that Matt told us to be here. But if he ever had a servant, which he does, we know he doesn't actually have one. We know he doesn't. Ah, there are masks here. Yeah. That one in the middle is the Steel Samurai. The ones next to that are the Pink Princess and the Evil Magistrate. Yep. They fought many battles against the backdrop of Neo-Old Tokyo. Wow, you really know a lot about the Steel Samurai, Mr. Nick. I don't know whether to laugh or cry that I know more about that show than a kid. There's another door over there. You shouldn't go wandering off over there, Mr. Nick. Yes, squirrels. Now I know how Maya feels when I tell her to stop playing around. Okay, well that's probably, yeah. The thing. What thing? Sorry, I got a bit sleepy and yawned. When I yawn, my brain goes kind of... not all the time, but, sometimes. It just happens. Things happen. You know how it is. Night of the murder. You're a million light years too early to be asking me questions, whippersnapper. The only way I'm going to get any investigating done is to first do something about this kooky alien. Fine. Maybe if I show her this letter I got from Edgeworth. This old bag. If you would look at... What? You want me to look at this worthless piece of... Edgy poo. Is that a perfume? Pheromone d'amour. I smell. Pheromone of love. No, it's a voir to love, right? No, voir to have. More might be to love my own love. Me more, my love. So yeah. Pheromone of love, right? No, is that a perfume? Pheromone d'amour I smell. Let's see here. Would you please allow this unsophisticated young person to conduct his investigation? Yours truly, Miles Edgeworth. Yours truly. That man's good at flattery. Fine, but only because Edgy Poo said so, you understand. Letter of introduction given to Miss Oldbag. I just thought of something I have to do. Remember, no messing around. You do anything bad and I won't let you off the hook. Looks like she has strong feelings for Mr. Edgeworth, yeah, and you don't. That may be, but you know, nothing's going to come of it. That's what I mean, Mr. Nick. Feelings are meant to be told and shared. Ow. I'll punch you back, man. You're a kid, you might be a kid, but I'll still punch you back if you do that again. No excuse, man, no excuse. Every time we talk about love, I always end up with a handprint on my face somehow. So anyway, let's continue our investigation. Okay. What now? One little thing before I forget. You can't go into On-Guard's room today. Why? The police's main investigation team is going to be in there all day, you hear? I wonder if they're the team in charge of investigating the killer. So don't go in there. Get one foot in there and you'll face the wrath of Wendy Oldbag. Okay, yeah, well, maybe finding Powers was here. Looks like we're the only ones here. And yet, the hotel seems so busy somehow. Probably because the police team is scouring for clues about the killer. Away! Oh, actually, nah, I'm ignoring my bad. Lana, hey, city boy! Lana, you're still here. Wrecking course. And investigative photographer eats or starves on her ability to snap up the scoop, yeah. And this hotel just has that aura of mystery. You know, like something's always about to happen. But, do you have a camera? Right, given. A photographer's gotta have cameras out the ear like corn to be a real pro, you know. So I'm hanging around here. Speaking of cameras and feeding the mouse, do you have mine? You breed thief. Why can't you drop the thief thing already? Would you please take a look at this? Nope, sorry. What, the steaming handheld? Even for my ass, today's just ain't a good day for my ass to be looking at stuff. How convenient. Maybe I'll have to use that one next time you show me something. Nope, next time you show something, yeah, man, habits. As I get some information out of her, and then we'll do some stuff here. I want to ask you about the night of the murder. What? You ready to get a shell out the book for the info I got? Lana, you were loitering in this hallway the night of the murder, were you not? Well, kinda, but... brace yourself, Phoenix. Here it comes. I didn't exactly hang around here the entire time, you know. Followed a few stars around, got a few autographs, shook a few hands, had a soda pop with a few of them too. Looks like she wasn't here the entire time that night. The security lady also wasn't in this hallway the whole time either. I guess this means there's no one who can tell us who came and went that night. Scandal. So, about the note that was inside your camera case. Oh, that ditty I wrote. Yeah, can you believe what you've written? I mean the stuff about You mean the stuff about On-Guard shoving his manager lady onto Karada? Rhea? Yeah. Well, I reckon you best not believe that. Yeah, well, I reckon you best not be believing that. What? Look, I sort of wrote that on a whim, you know, writing whatever came to mind. Whatever came to mind. When you get down to it, it's just a lot of random bull-dooders. Hey, what's this here? Why are you staring at me like my grandpa used to? Hey, why do you look like you suddenly got a lot older too? Or am I just shrinking here? Camera. Yeah, my baby. My $1,600 baby. What's with that red-coated prosecutor anyhow? Yeah, what's with that red-coated prosecutor anyhow? The guy told me it was evidence and refused to give it back to me. Well, that's kind of how it is. Hey, you're that red-coat's friend, ain't ya? So put in a few good words for me and get me back my camera. You want me to do what? Listen, nag the guy real good for about 5 hours and I guarantee he'll give it back. Why don't you do your own dirty work? Well, I reckon it's time for me to get going. A tabloid photographer without a camera is just a tabloid, huh? Yeah, I guess so. Keep yourself together out there, you hear? I'm coming to see you in court tomorrow. Okay, I'll see you then. And you too then, Alone. Keep up the good work, okay? Okay. Don't be picky about your food now. Okay. And make sure you do all your homework, do you hear? Okay. And if you happen to find yourself a camera, make sure you bring it to me. Would you please just leave already? Whoa. Mr. Nick, what is that? Otherworldly gasp and moaning. It's Von Karma. I hate evil ghosts. I don't think it's a ghost, it's Von Karma. Maybe it's a demon. Oh, never mind. I thought it might be Von Karma. Like that little injury she had was a bit worse than she was listening on. Excuse me. I'm not sure you're calling him the demon brat. Ah, don't. It's the alien. Who are you calling an alien? Oh, it's just you, Mistlebag. What are you doing here? What is wrong with youngins today? I came down here to pay my respects to my poor Juan, and you're disturbing me. Night of the murders. Please talk to me about the night of the murder. Just one more time. Talked about it plenty at the trial. I was fooled, tricked, deceived by that fraud of a photographer and her note. She was loitering around here with an imbecilic look on her face. With that imbecilic look on her face? Okay, got it. Now, hold on a second there, you little pipsqueak. If you're going to take note, at least make me sound better than that. Oh, alright. I've seen everything. But you know, I was working that night too, doing my job, minding my own business. So it's not like I had time to waste standing around here the whole night. Yeah, memories of Kurita. I was wondering if you could tell me a bit more about Mr. Kurita. He was the most popular star, you know, especially word count in my book. But I heard that he was lagging behind in the polls against Mr. Engard. Well, that's just a recent thing. Bad luck and all that, you know. What? He was going to become an even bigger star than he used to be. Look, just look at this mountain of presents. It's a show of the mountain of feelings all his fans had for him. Yeah, the mountain is pretty big. And certainly nothing to shake a stick at. Mr. Nick. What is it, Pearls? What is it, Pearls? The present, they're all bears, right? She's got a point. There isn't a single thing that isn't a bear. Strange. Present, yeah. All of Mr. Kurita's presents from his fans seem to be bears. Oh, that's because you can't think of one without thinking about bears. About bears. Bears, why bears? You don't know. When my dear Juan was training, he thought bare-handed was a bear. He refused to give in and let the bear win, but after the fight, they became friends. Wow, what a heartwarming story. Look, it's just like in those young people's dramas, I can see those two tuckered out. Down by a river going? You sure can fight. You too, Bubba. You too. Did all that really happen? It's in his biography, Bubba. It's in his biography, Bubba. What a load of crock. Oh, ever since then, fans have been giving him bears as presents. Yeah, nice bears. Well, I'm Uncle Bear, and I say it's barely 8 o'clock. Well, what is that infernal racket? It's one of the presents going off. Sounds like it was already 8 p.m. Way past your bedtime. Sounds like it's already 8 p.m. Way past your bedtime. Ugh, that startled me, 8 p.m. Thought I was going to die for a second. 8 p.m. That's the time when the award ceremony ended that night, remember? Now, what would it be now? I'm sure flies. Hard to believe it's been 2 days since the ceremony. Oh no, the transceiver. Hello? This is not a phone. Maya, how's Maya? You haven't heard her, have you? It seems you were not able to fulfill your end of the bargain, Mr. Attorney. I have heard the news, though it would seem my present did you no good. No, Mystic Maya. One more day, please. All I ask is for one more day. I'll get a not guilty verdict for sure this time, please. I suppose, if I must. I need that acquittal more than anything else, after all. Please let Maya say something. I want to hear her she's alright. This. A little. What is with this static all of a sudden? Hello? It seems bad. Connects. Dang it. Did that transceiver just suddenly break? I think there's a jammer. I'll excuse me. Beep. What happened? I don't know. All of a sudden, it became nothing but static. Mystic Maya, Mystic Maya. Why did the transceiver suddenly break like that? It has to be a jammer. I should probably have an electronics expert look at it. The sooner the better. Have you seen this card? I don't have anything to say to delinquents like you. Okay, great, yep. There's gonna be someone sometime. Someone here? Nope. Criminal affairs, sure. Wow. Everybody looks really busy with something or another. They're probably strengthening the evidence for tomorrow's trial. Hey, hurry up with that, will ya? Pass that victim's list around. You've gotta be kidding. There's over 100 people on here. Oh, Mr. Nick. Is Mr. Gordon really that big and bad of a criminal? Actually, Pearl's eye, never mind. It sounds like they're working on a different case. Hey, big guy, can I ask ya? Yeah, he's glued to his computer screen. What? Prosecutor Von Carmel was shot in front of the courthouse, yeah. Ooh, did a two-shotter. I have a sneaking suspicion that even Gumshoe could do this guy's job. No one here. No one in the detention center. Oh, that's why. Here we go. Hey, welcome back, Belle. I thought I'd make you a little something for dinner. That's nice. That's nice. Thanks. A rich man's luxurious full-course meal. Out of a can, that is. I'm sorry you went through all the trouble to cook, but I don't have the time to eat. Oops. Looks like you don't have a can opener, pal. You've got to be kidding. And here I thought he had already whipped something up. Oh, I know. There's one way I know how to be helpful. Ask me about anything you want, pal. Go ahead. Well, since he's here and offering, I wonder what I should try asking him about. Okay, there we go. Yeah, at least we got progress here for now. Anything, yeah. People are jealous of my roguishly cool detective look, pal. It's because of this that I passed the detective's test, you know. Oh, but you know, people can't coast through life on their looks alone, pal. Yeah, if you're a model, maybe. Yeah, you can't count on your look alone. Wow, I learned something new today. Cheer up, you can't give in, Missy. I already did this here. I don't have my pistol with my police badge anymore. Cheer up, you can't give in. Yeah. What are those two doing? Yeah, something. Is she alright? After being shot, I mean? Her wound isn't that bad. Well, the gunshot wound anyway. But the wound to her pride. Now that's a different story, pal. The wound to her pride. Well, until now, she's always upheld the Von Karma creed. But since she came here, well, you've given her pride quite a beating, pal. Oh. I mean, she may act all grown up. She's really still just an 18-year-old. But frankly, I worry about her, pal. Edgy. That's the first time I've seen that side of Mr. Edgeworth's pal. Forcing people to say what he wants them to during testimony. I want to know what in the world happened to him all this time he's been gone. No, I can't think. Why don't they make us some instant noodles instead? That's okay, really. Why not? Oh. I'm not a real fan of action shows or anything, but I know, well. Nothing new here, Hold it back. Could you please take a look at this? No. My impression of her has totally changed, pal. So, where is she right now? I'm sure she's being questioned down at the precinct. At the very least, about messing with the body and obstructing the investigation. And she'll probably be staying over at the detention center. The detention center, Oh, hey. I work out. He was Miss Adrian Andrews' mentor. Because of the suicide of the mentor she depended on. Adrian Andrews tried to follow her in an attempted suicide, yep. Now the question is, who is Miss Andrews relying on now? No, John Doe. Can you please take a look at this? Oh, no. Yo, I think it looks pretty darn suspicious though, you know. Oh, this. Oh, yeah. Do you know about this card? Edgeworth, for some reason, went pale the instant he saw this card. Hey, I know what this is, pal. You do? No matter what way you look at it, I'd say it's a picture of a shell. You tried. That's it. Oh, yeah. That's right. Mr. Edgeworth really likes those cooked snail things. Escargot. What do they call it? Escargot, or something like that. Mr. Nick, I think we just solved the mystery of why Mr. Edgeworth's face turned pale, right? As I suspected, the Gumshoe has no clue. Look, Gumshoe buddy, you're endearing, but man, you gotta do better. Nothing here at the clinic, Attention, hey. Nope. Maybe we don't have too many options here. We have like for 5 more minutes or whatever. Not like we have a lot of time left. If them again. Nope. Nothing here. Nope. Maybe something here. I want to double check. I messed up before thinking that I got everything, then I didn't, then it's like, oh crap. So we'll make sure to scan. Check. 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 Yeah, check. Nothing on the carpet either, eh? I don't know, man. Okay, nothing in criminals. Our office, I mean, if I ask about anything here, what I kind of already have. Nothing maybe knows a bit more about evidence here now. Now I can kind of divulge. So this Nickel Samurai was really Miss Andrews, huh? Yeah. This is either when she went to Mr. Ungard's room to get the knife, or when she was done with the foul deed. But I guess we'll never know. Who would have thought that this knife Mr. Ungard used to eat his dinner steak with, go on, that it would be stabbed into the victim's body by Miss Andrews of all people? I guess she just hated the victim that much somehow. The question isn't why she hated the victim to that extent, but rather why she tried to pin the murder on Mr. Ungard. Yeah, I wonder if she really hates Mr. Ungard. Noodles making me hungry. Oh, the thought about noodles making me hungry, yeah. When I saw that button, I thought to myself, this is gonna prove Mr. Ungard's guilty. But it looks like there was a lot more to it than I thought, pal. Huh. You're a pro. You should know better than to say something like that. Oh, well, I'm not a cop anymore, just a regular helper around the office now, so... Wonder if he misses working down at the precinct. Maybe. How's this up? I mean, look, I'm gonna test everything because why not? That's why if you want it, I test everything here. It's better to do it now than later. You play, oh wait. Someone tech savvy. Who would be tech savvy, yeah? I doubt Oldberg, right? Maybe him. The transceiver. Oh, Mr. Nick, yeah. You should ask Mr. Scruffy, detective, about that thing. Yep. What thing? Oh yeah. This thing just up and broke all of a sudden. It broke, pal. When I was talking to the kidnapper, he just suddenly broke into static. Look, it sounded like this. I don't hear any static, pal. Uh-huh. Wait, whoa, someone was, interrupting it. Maybe it fixed itself. That's strange. I'm sure it was making a loud static noise, yep. Maybe what? Maybe it was electromagnetic. Maybe it was electromagnetic interference, pal. Electromagnetic interference. Electromagnetic interference, here we go. So what is electromagnetic interference? It's something that happens when a radio wave gets mixed up with another signal, pal. It's something that happens when a radio wave gets mixed up with another signal, pal. Oh, when you put it that way. It's all jumbled, yep. I don't understand what you're talking about. Like, for example, when a cell phone goes off next to a computer screen. The stuff on the screen gets kind of fuzzy and starts acting funny, right? Oh, computer. It's like when you use a dryer next to the TV and the screen starts looking weird. Oh, yes, the TV does do that. Oh, so that's what you're talking about. He seems amazingly happy at being able to understand this, A dryer does that. Nope, never knew, never learned. To the room you were in when that interference to the transceiver happened. There's gotta be something there that's sending out very strong radio waves, pal. Something like a listening device or something. Hey, speaking of that, where were you when it happened? We were in Mr. Corrita's room. The scene of the murder. What? That's it. I'm gonna sneak into the precinct and get a bug sweeper. I'll meet you at the crime scene later, pal. Alright. Oh, wait. Come shoot. Oh yeah, baby. It's investigating time. I'm on fire, pal. My fingers are itching to go. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Sure. We should be going too, Mr. Nick. Alright, let's go. Actually, though, we're gonna call it here today. In that case, guys, we made a good amount of progress here. Fairly good amount. So, that being said, I hope you enjoyed tomorrow's gonna be Metro Exodus. And as I was saying, I hope you enjoy. And I will see you later. Peace out, and have a good one. Goodbye.